back line for much of the remainder of the fight, and it felt like when that happened that IG didn't really have the damage to go around their big team fight wombo combo lineup. But I like the point by Jack as well. The Leshrak pick really crucial for them. OP's Ember Spirit underperforms for the second straight game. Remember, he did not have a great time against Alliance on that hero yesterday either, but it was the Leshrak that made up for some of that damage output.
He's sort of like the poor man's Jakiro in a way, right? Like
that's what the caster said. Yeah.
You take it and you just go for the Diabolic Edict and run around, take down towers. The other thing too is that like 5.6 seconds of disable in the laning stage. You stack the Sven stun, and then the Lesh stun, and then the Torrent. It got first blood there early on as well. And
I thought they were going to get more kills on bottom, but Dazzle rotated there, so they couldn't get much kills there.
Right.
Also, the problem was nice item build by Burning, though, with that Lincoln Sphere, so Terrorblade couldn't get the Sunder off, but there was Corrosive Haze from Slardar. That was the problem, and when the second Lincoln Sphere came from OP, that was a big problem for Liquid.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as Lyrical was saying, some scary moments, right, for IG in that game, as it felt like early in the 40 minutes, right, it felt like they had big momentum, big advantage. Burning gets caught out without buyback in the mid lane, out of position. That really stalls out their momentum, and then Liquid able to get that pick off on the Enigma in the jungle. Fortunately, he is able to buy back. Yeah, he is able to buy back and turn that bottom lane fight. But if he makes a mistake in that fight, they've lost the game.
Yeah, totally. It's scary. I mean, and that's the thing too, is that you have these teams that force it to the late game, and this was sort of what happened in their series in Kiev as well. That it felt like one team got off to an early start, and then they would end up being able to turn it back towards the late game. And I kind of thought that was not going to happen in this patch, but showing that high ground still is a pretty big hurdle to climb, even though you have the nerf stall at it as well.
There are a lot of late buybacks coming. If you watch when the enemy dies, they're not doing it right away. They're thinking about it because it's 8-minute cooldown. You gotta really think twice before buybacking.
Okay, guys, let's start talking about this matchup going into game 2, because I think this is one of those rare situations where if there's one adjustment that you'd point to, it's actually on the winning team. As you look at the EGB.com odds at the bottom of the screen, Liquid, not surprisingly, the favorites. Well, actually, a little bit. Surprisingly, the favorites after that result.
Where can I sign up to work for EGB?
Yeah, there you go. Right, you bet on IG at those odds. But here's the thing, right? The one thing I can point to in that game is I think IG going forward needs better performances from OP. That's 2 games in a row that he's underperformed, and I think they were a little bit fortunate to be able to pull this one out. Liquid, maybe if they have the Tusk, the AoE save from the Snowball instead of the Grave from the Dazzle, they're a little better off. But I don't, if Liquid want to give them this draft again, I don't think Liquid, maybe with the exception of the Tusk for the Dazzle, are going to shy away from playing this lineup again.
This snowballing meta, the best spell you can have is a snowball, I guess.
Hey,
there you go.
Hey.
Well, game 2, as you can see, the draft is underway. IG going to stick to their guns, take out the Jakiro, and similarly, take out the Wisp, and similarly for Liquid, same bans here with the exception of they do not want to see this XXX
Bristleback
Enigma.
is in the pool. That's the problem right now.
Bristleback and Darkseer in the pool for Liquid. IG, the signature Magnus in the pool for XXS. So it looks like both teams may well have their signature offlaners on board for game 2.
I could see them very easily on Liquid going like Bristle Ogre as an opening. They did that earlier in the tournament, and I wouldn't mind seeing them try and switch things up a little bit.
And same opening pick from IG, the Kunkka, just as in game 1.
He feels confident. Look at him. He's just sitting back. He's just. You saw there when they won the game, he like stood up and drunk the water in like a very triumphant fashion.
That's the Emperor, man. That's what he does. Burning, looking back at that storied career, all he needs to complete it is that the TI title, final gem in the crown.
I mean, other things that they could go for besides something like that. You know, they could open with like a Lycan if they wanted to. I still like the Ogre Bristle, but a lot of heroes here.
Yeah, Kuro taking his time with this open, a little bit unusual. I like the Tusk a lot. If IG are going to draft that Wombo combo lineup again, they are going to do the Bristle, the Mind Control Bristle. The Warlock is a surprise to me.
I think IG might go for DP straight away. He's good against Bristleback. He's good against Warlock. Just a good mid lane hero, and especially with both and Exorcism, that hero just doesn't die. If it's not picked by IG right now, it's gonna be banned out by Liquid definitely.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, especially because I feel like you need to get OP on a little bit more stable hero. A hero that's going to have, that laning phase in the last game was relatively even, mostly because IG were able to get that deep first blood on Miracle's OD behind the Dire Tier 2 tower. It was Q's Leshrac coming in and scoring that kill, which really helped OP stay even on his Ember with the Miracle OD in the laning phase. But I don't want to see them put that at a disadvantage. And perfect call by Lacoste, the DP coming out from IG.
Where you say easy.
Yeah, easy. EGB, call me later on.
Oh my goodness.
You know for sure who IG's gonna pick.
All right, I'm out.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh.
I
For
like that.
IG, I think they need a hero that can burn out mana, maybe a Jug, maybe even a Terror Blade for them with a Diffusal Blade against Bristleback, because that hero is pretty much useless and there's no mana regen on him. We saw he's going for Soul Ring, but that's not enough. Also, if Liquid decides to go for a good hero for Bristol, Crystal Maiden and Warlock is not that good of a duo.
Sort of tough, because I'm wondering if they try and run like a dual lane with the Bristleback like we've seen them occasionally do, or if this is going to be more around keeping that safe lane safe. I guess they can just depend it on what happens with the rest of the draft.
Well, Lycan's gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely on board with that.
Might be worried about the possible lone druid and bristleback pairing that we've seen as well.
Alright, Nyx Assassin banned out, so it might be I don't see Ember here anymore, but okay, never mind. Darkseer is banned out.
Yeah, that's Liquid saying pretty clearly, look, you guys didn't take that offlaner that we left on the table for XXS in the first phase. We're gonna take out the two most prominent offlaners in the second, and that's pretty fair. And there's the Lycan ban that you called for, Lacoste.
I think that IG probably want to go for a tide here, but Liquid, the Slardar pick, I guess it's pretty good for lockdown. He got a ton out of it in the early stages in the last game, and I think that pairs up well against the Kunkka.
Yeah, Liquid might go for Nyx here, a good vehicle for in Slardar. Also, he's good against DP, good against Kunkka, has rage, can dispel everything.
I could say something like a troll as well.
Yeah, I like the troll.
Maybe someone who's a more natural silver edge carrier
that's
as well
true.
for the bristleback. I like the
I was saying
Kunkka
about
pick.
Liquid, but you're right about IG's pick.
I think either team, honestly, could pick a troll here. I really like the attack speed interaction with both the Bristle and the Slardar. It gives you a lot of push. And the big thing, right, is you want to be able to get DP's a hero that just badly needs to live through fights. And with the Corrosive Haze on top of DP, the Troll ult just gives you a huge amount of physical burst damage to just get rid of her at the beginning of the fight. And there's really, it's much more difficult for her to itemize against that.
You had mentioned Troll for Jug for IG, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it for Liquid either, actually. I think that blowing up the DP there could be quite strong. The CM.
Go back to the QCM, run that with Bobokai's Kunkka.
Yeah.
They've shown that support look several times to great success.
It's a roaming duo we've seen. It's a non-item dependent roaming duo. It doesn't need that much, and
Yeah.
it adds to the lane sustain for the Death Prophet as well. And it also allows them to see a little bit more of Liquid's draft before they kind of commit to that second core. It's important for them as well.
Lone Druid for Liquid. Yeah, I was thinking about that
Damn.
hero. And again, when you see that, it's the dead lane concept. When you see that Crystal Maiden and Kunkka coming out from IG, they like to pick that hero that they have to really commit at least those two, if not another hero on the rotation to gank.
IG needs to get back to that Lone Druid in the back line. Maybe something with a Shadow Blade that can upgrade into Silver Edge and is good against Bristleback. So maybe a
That's the
Jug.
Weaver.
It's
You
Jug.
just
I don't know,
described
I'm
the troll though too, right?
yeah, Troll too. Yeah.
I mean, the traditional counter is the Weaver, right? Isn't that the old school way to do it? You're old school, right, Lacoste?
Old school. I don't know, Weaver against Slaughter. I'm
Yeah,
not a big
that's-
fan of
okay.
it.
Oh, yeah. The XXS Legion Commander, I can't help but suspect that Liquid might have forgotten about that one.
Oh.
24-6 on that hero in his career.
I don't think teams were banning out Legion Commander. Legion Commander was not picked. Maybe
No, but-
2 games this patch that we saw in Shanghai.
No, but it's a classic counter to the Bristleback in the offlane
it's a-
position,
it's
right?
a
You force the
counter-
Bristle to face you.
Yeah, it's also counter to Slaughter as well.
Exactly.
But with the latest nerf to LC, I don't know. I mean, offlane is harder to play, and the Overwhelming Odds mana is gets what 10 per level.
Not sure. I mean, it all. I think the bigger thing is, like you said, the difficulty of that offlane, because you can't just go in there, put a bunch of points in overwhelming odds, contest the lane, spam out your mana pool, and then go shrine.
Yeah.
So you might have to see this for more of a press the attack style of build and trying to just stay alive there. Or maybe even go back to Iron Talon. Let's do it.
No, I was looking at the stats this morning, and that's if you look at the top 25 highest win rate player hero combinations with 20 or more games all time, that 24-6 for XXS's Legion Commander, that's up there.
That's also like in the dynamic of an offlane that works well for it too.
Sure,
Yeah.
but I still feel like I don't think the nerf to this hero was significant enough that when you see at least one and probably 2 heroes that it counters very effectively on the other side, that you go away from that. And you've got Conquer and Crystal Maiden that can help secure that Legion Commander of the early game in that lane as well.
If they do that, then you should definitely see like a really strong laning hero in the safe lane. I think that's what we want to see anyways
Yep.
out of IG.
I do wonder if Weaver is a viable choice for them.
Yeah.
You mentioned having some strength as a laner. In terms of control, like the Warlock is a bit static and kind of ulti dependent for the control aspect. Slaughter would have to be doing much of that on his own to be able to get to the Weaver, and you have something that can hit the lone Druid Bear and the Bristleback in front without much fear of retaliation, or at least being able to protect that before the lines break. So I think it's a possible choice for them. I think they need some kind of a ranged
Maybe a
core here.
Shadowfiend and put the DP on a safe lane. In America, they love to play, especially NP, they love to play safe lane DP, but I don't think it's going to happen here. That's just one of the suggestions they could do. He's also a Silver Edge carrier.
I agree with Jack on the Weaver. I think that's the most autonomous safe lane hero left. But the Razor still sort of in that category.
This crowd is great. They love it. They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
over it.
It's a good pick, right? We saw it, tried it out last night against the Troll Warlord to great effect.
Last rounds.
I
Heroes
ran
to
this
blow up
yesterday.
DP.
Checks a couple of those boxes, being a strong laner, having the ranged kind of like frontline damage, and then a bit more durable, I guess, than the Weaver generally. So with less escape on his own, but more durable.
I mean, you're so I don't know. You're so tempted to just YOLO pick Invoker here because it's
Invoker,
Miracle.
or maybe even Puck, just for some extra control, does well against DP, not well, but does decent. Is not vulnerable to Konka's X and Spirit Siphon.
I think they need bursts like Alina. Like, because how are they going to kill off DP in them? Like, they just need Lone Druid to eat her up really quickly, but in the mid game, that's going to be so hard to deal with.
Yeah, I think Lena though really starts to suffer against Razor with the passive. But
What did Liquid think?
I wouldn't be totally shocked to even. I don't know if this is too greedy or not. Maybe like a sniper or something.
Ooh.
There isn't too much
That's so
backline.
tough.
You'd have to worry about the roaming a little bit, but
the Tinker. Okay, that makes sense. Liquid want to have some control over the tempo of the game. The Razor and Death Prophet combo gives them very, very powerful early pushing potential. The Tinker does offer you some D-push in addition to that burst damage potential. Guys, only 2 out of our 10 series so far at this tournament have gone to a Game 3. I know we all want to see a Game 3 in this one. Is it going to happen?
I don't think so. IG is again the support duo CM and Konka. I think it's just too strong early game. They don't need any items. And again, Liquid supports Slaughter, not that great early game. Warlock pretty much static on the lane. And Slaughter needs to get into X, into Crystal Maiden Bite. I don't think he can do that much early game.
All right.
Also, Tinker vulnerable to ganks.
I actually like Liquid's draft here. I'm a pretty big fan of Lone Druid when they find a situation for it. I think this is a good one, and I think Liquid are going to be able to dominate the early push phase when they start taking objectives. I think that's going to work out for them this game.
I'll go with Liquid too. They checked the tick of the burst for the Tinker, so
Well, I'm going to make it 3-1 for our panel yet again. I'm going to go a little bit here with my heart versus my head. Let's see Team Liquid here try to force a decisive Game 3 in our semifinals. One more time, out to Luminous and Merlini.
Thank you, Nahas. Yes, it's Luminous and Marini here. We're going to bring you guys game 2 of...
Are you ready?
I am ready, dude. I'm stoked. IG versus a Team Liquid. This time I did not forget who we're casting here. And after that exciting game number 1, we got a pretty exciting game 2 as well. So during the draft, we were kind of talking about it and watching it go through. I suggested Razor because they've leaned to Razor versus and DP together. And the one thing you said is Savage Roar. Like, that link is not going to be as guaranteed as what we've seen so far here from Burning, right?
Definitely not. But it does prevent a hero like Bristle from just running in and not giving a care in the world. He also has a lot of free link capabilities with X-Torrent and Frostbite and Duel.
Yep.
However, I don't think they have enough damage to kill the Death Prophet. I think an interaction here that hasn't been considered is the Spirit Link on the Bear.
Yep.
And you will just get tons and tons of HP off of that.
Oh, you mean the Soul Siphon?
Yeah, Soul Siphon.
Yeah.
So you can double link the bear. Just throw out links everywhere, man. Just get Aether Lens and
I mean, you only got 4, but yeah, I guess.
static link
And sure. Yeah.
and
links-
X.
links for
Everyone's going
days.
to be linked to each other.
And the other point that you were making.
And Warlock. Oh my God.
Oh, those are the links. Those are all the links.
There's so many links.
They are all linked.
And we're missing Wisp though.
We haven't gone deep enough. So, links on links on links. But the other thing you mentioned is that the XSS LC is going to be the mid game counter to the Bristleback, right? Face me and fight
Ideally.
me, and also has access into Silver Edge down the line to break the Bristleback if that's ever a concern. So, it seems like the panel has favored the Team Liquid draft, and I agree with them because every game I've casted with IG so far, they are slow out of the gates. And Lone Druid is one of those heroes that can be very threatening, around the 20-minute mark. So let's see if IG could, withstand the storm.
I don't think Liquid's team fight is that great though. As we saw last game, like IG have the strong team fight. They almost always have the stronger team fight. Kunkka, Death Prophet, might have burst, but dealing with Boat is going to be awful. And of course the Exorcism, who's really team fighter on the side of Liquid. You just have Warlock pretty much who might just die.
It seems like a lot of Liquid's quote-unquote team fight is relying on catching one out and then chasing for more. And Slaughter obviously very good for that. We saw GH playing extremely well on the hero last game. And he'll need to repeat that this game.
XSS pretty light on the region, opting for that poor man's shield up on the top lane. And also doesn't have any moment of courage to heal himself back up. And I think, he's going to be harassed out very soon. No Shrine. Is he going to have to do the Walk of Shame right now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is the build that we saw a lot last patch, but the Shrine makes this build work. I think without the Shrine, it's not that good.
I think you probably have to get pulled to Tango too. That would definitely help a lot. Oh, also, I think the level 1 press the attack might be better because you can purge off the Shadow Word.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
very mana intensive, though.
Yeah, but it's better to be out of mana than out of HP.
Oh, he's out of both, so he's going home now. Walk of Shame. Maybe he'll wait for the rune. GH. Walking close. Now, the problem with DP early on is that you only have the 1 point, or the 1 Spirit Siphon, so if you could force her to use it relatively early, you could make the dives much easier later on.
I don't think that Tinker can really force her into critical HP, though. Generally, Tinker, very good mid laner, but versus Death Prophet, who has an easy way to heal back up, it's not going to be an option. And GH looking for the easy kill, but not there.
It depends on what build Miracle went for. Last time he played the hero, he just maxed laser rockets, and he was actually getting a lot of surprising kills on the mid lane, especially now that GH is constantly harassing there as well. It could be a possibility. Oh my god, that laser.
And he won't be able to link up with the Spirit Siphon, and he is pretty close to that kill threshold. OP.
Yeah. Spear Siphon will come through GH. Take a couple of hits here. Interesting to see Boboka select Tidebringer as his second skill of choice here.
Tidebringer helps a lot with the denies. I think if he wants to put a lot of pressure on the Death Prophet, or sorry, on the Tinker, you're not really going to be able to get that many kills perhaps with X, so
Right.
opting for more lane control with the Tidebringer and more harass is not a bad option for him.
I mean, I agree with your point, but had he had X when Slaughter missed that crush, maybe with a Spear Siphon they could have.
They don't have enough damage. He went level 2 with Spear Siphon, so it's...
Oh, then yeah, not the narrow to nuke. Yeah.
Yeah. I still am a little surprised he didn't go X, especially because he has a Crystal Maiden on his team this game.
Yeah.
So have more access to the manas.
It's a different look, but that's fine. Burning now rotating on the left side. They're going to try to set up a kill on Mind Control. Torrent's going to be good. I think this for sure, this is where X is going to be good, but will not have it available. Mind Control drags a quick way further away. Bubblegum's got to be careful here. The Quill Spray is stacking. I think he's only like one Quill Spray stack. Yeah, damn, he had 5 stacks on him. Not respecting the power of the Bristleback. And now Crystal Maiden need to have some fancy footwork. Will get crushed. Mind Control on the back line here, just applying the Quill Spray. TP out. Should make it home here by Q. That was close, though.
I got to respect the Bristleback, man.
Yep.
Mind Control had it so that he was about to spray when they first went on him, too. I don't know if he actually timed that, but that was... It looked like the case for that. So OP skipping over bottle. There will be a DD turned into Invis on top. XSS still struggling a little bit in terms of being able to stay in lane.
So the last couple of times we've seen Mind Control on the Bristleback, he has gone for a mech early build to sustain the push for the team. Do you feel like that's going to be the build this game to help out the Lone Druid push, or do you think he's going to go a little bit more traditional?
I think he needs armor this game above all else.
So early
versus
Solar Crest.
Solar Crest, Mech, Medallion, Halberd not so much because of Death Prophet not being able to evade it, but it still might be pretty good because he might be dueling LC a lot.
Sure.
In this scenario, but along those lines.
Okay.
I think Solar Crest is also incredibly good for the Bear when you're sieging high ground
Yeah,
or
for
sieging
sure.
towers.
For sure.
How many points on laser?
Yeah, can you check his skill build? Is he
3-2,
yeah, 3-2.
0-0.
I'm telling you, Miracle has been liking this max laser rocket build, especially pressuring the mid lane. GH comes around. This could be a kill here. OP does not get off the second link just yet, but he has the infused raindrops, and that is going to be for sure a guarantee of survival. Not going to get a kill or anything, but
Yeah, they're already having some trouble killing the Death Prophet, and it looks like the Observer Ward was placed first by Liquid, so they will have the upper edge when it comes to the D-Ward Wars.
Yep.
D-Ward
So-
Wars.
I do believe Death Prophet is 100% in this tournament so far.
Really?
Yeah. It's, well, sample size like 3 or something. But
Still pretty good.
yeah, it seems like it's a hero that at least the Chinese teams has been favoring quite a bit. Bottom lane here, Mind Control stacking on Burning. Threatening for the kill. Torrent. Not going to have a good look at it. Burning going to go for the Hanamitis as per usual. Last time he had a Tranquil Boots, and I remember I was somewhat confused by that. And we'll see if he does go back for it this time around.
A lot of trouble for XSS,
Yeah.
as this creep skip is causing him a lot of trouble and experience.
Radiant's top tower is under
Oh.
attack.
GH is going to rotate around again. I do believe Press the Attack is still on cooldown right now.
He doesn't have boots yet
Yeah.
on LC.
Meanwhile, OP finds a solo kill, diving the tier 2s. All right.
Well played, sir. Well played.
I mean, a little bit of resonance, miss camera there. I would like to see that play, but
He was at the T2.
yeah.
That's far.
Matamba Man does take down the tier 1. No surprise there. And, you know, ever since the new patch, I was thinking if LC is one of those heroes that got hurt the most by the lacking the shrine. It seems like, at least in this game, he's not faring well.
That's okay. They didn't necessarily pick him for defending the tower. It's not going to be as strong as, like, let's say, the Enigma. But that is already a Midas for Matamba Man, so he is very farmed.
I mean, they picked him for, like, making utility reasons, but he needs items to use all the stuff that they picked him for, right? Mid lane Miracle, though, might actually go down. Q in position. Frostbite's going to be there, and that is going to be a kill. Q not going to go down. So important that most of Death Prophet's damage output is not in her physical attack, so laser normally a very good defensive mechanism for the Tinker when he's being gone on like that. Very useless in that situation.
But it's really bad when you go for 3 points on laser and you still lose your lane.
Right. Which is, I mean, yeah, like you said, there's no jungle recovery now.
1 point in March, though. And he also wasn't able to spend his gold. So those 2 deaths cost him pretty heavily. He wasn't able to itemize into, let's say, a soul ring to get rid of his extra unreliable gold at the start. And that's painful.
You still have to rush the BOT, right? I guess maybe
some people get soul ring first because if you're just farming neutrals, you want the soul ring so you can rearm the.
Right. Well,
rearm the March.
his build prevents him from doing that because of the max laser.
Well, now he
rockets.
can just go max March, but it looks like he has actually committed to going for max laser. Even at level 7, he still goes for the laser.
You know, despite the fact that Miracle has died now twice in the mid lane, I think the laning stage for Team Liquid overall is still okay. They're winning top heavily. I think they're also doing extremely well bottom.
Radiant's top tower
Like, Burning has farm, but I think Mind Control is getting a lot more than what he should be getting in this lane.
However, Mind Control hasn't been able to stack that much. There is only 1 stack at the Ancients over there. But Boca in a little bit of trouble.
Okay. X Torn right back here, but I think instead of stacking, getting hero kills is also a pretty good replacement.
They tried to get the X so that he could max out the link, but that
Can
was
they dive
not
Burning
happening. I don't think so. Not with 10 stick charges
All right.
in his inventory.
Burning, hanging out. So if you're IG here, what are you exactly afraid of? That bear is big. Is it going to be an early mid-game timing push here from Team Liquid?
It's hard to fight in a Death Prophet ultimate. I think you need to concentrate on limiting the Death Prophet's effectiveness in this game. Maybe take fights.
Oh, not going to get the kill. Oh, yes, he will. Burning. Of course, the static link does give you a vision on the hero, so he was able to chase and get that one last hit off. Of course, the Plasma Field also helped with that, but Burning will try to run away. Matumba Man ports in to try to get the kill. Slaughter was...
Still bought before.
Yep.
No problem.
I mean, I guess so.
It's a big deal not losing that net worth. It's only a 300 net worth gain for Liquid.
Yep.
And if they get this tower, it will be a bit more.
They might get Bobica as well here. The bear looking for a root.
They do have the X Torrent available to them. No boat yet.
This rotation will give XSS a little bit of breathing room up top here to catch up on farm. But here comes the rotation of IG. OP position Q looking for the long wraparound. This is...
They need to spread themselves out so they don't get destroyed by Savage Roar, and they're circling in around Matumba. Man, this is going to be a very tough gank for him to escape.
Here we go. We're going to have the silence on top as well. The bear could still cast Savage Roar if they want to do so. X-Torn back. Great positioning by IG, like you mentioned. Just shark around, but never making sure that it's going to be a 2-3-man Savage Roar.
They're trying to position themselves so that even if you do get Savage Roar, they still run into the Lone Druid.
Right, because you run closer to your base. So
yeah, that was really smart play from IGN. They'll get a little bit of tower damage from the Exorcism, but there's not really that much time left for them. And Burning will see the Ancient Prowlers again. Yay, Ancient Prowlers. Yay.
Oh, we got instant replays. The tech. All right, we missed this kill. Here we go. Miracle getting dove on the mid lane. Oh, it was an Exorcism committed for the kill as well. What a high skill kill. You see how he just walked after him with a Soul Siphon and right clicked.
Still bold. Got to dive into that D2, man.
I mean, that was. I think simultaneously there was a fight happening elsewhere, so he knows there's no TP support coming in.
Yeah. Do you really want to fight in an Exorcism? I think if someone TPs in, you just die as well.
You mean from Team Liquid's perspective, they don't want to TP in?
No.
Yeah.
Unless you can slow him and run away, but they don't really have that option. I guess maybe GH. So now Lone Druid Razor, neck and neck and net worth. The big sufferer here is old Tinker, who is having to hoof it. You don't want to walk around as Tinker. That's no fun. And he wants some Ancient Prowlers, but he has not got any Ancient Prowlers.
Yep. I mean, his teammates have been stacking very vigorously for him, but unfortunately he's unable to take the stacks. And now IG sending yet another gank party, perhaps to mid.
Man, uh-oh.
Ooh, Nova's going to give him the vision, but IQ, yeah, he's going to wait for his team to get in position. Are they going to exit? No.
Wow.
Decides against it.
Actually
Interesting.
not going for that kill. Too close to the shrine, perhaps. That was... I thought they were going to go for that for sure.
Yeah.
But without the boat, it doesn't seem like they want to go for that kill. I wonder who they were looking for then. If maybe it was just to get a reserve reward.
Tinker was showing mid. I don't know.
Yeah, Tinker would have been, I think, an easier kill because you don't have to deal with the roar. But now he does have his BOTs up. Soul Ring coming up next.
Yep.
But they're already in that area. Oh, they're trying to jack the Bristleback as he sacks the Ancients. That's why they went.
Okay.
It's only a 2-stack, but it's about to be 3.
I mean, getting that ward there is super important because they're going to be spending either time to have the Tinker or the Bristleback to farm there. So the next smoke gank is going to be the key one here for IG.
Yep. They need the Exorcism, though, I think, to win that fight convincingly over there. No one really wants to get close to Death Prophet. So Bristleback did itemize for the Vanguard early. Vanguard is... I'm not sure if I like the Vanguard so much here because it doesn't block the Exorcism Spirits.
No.
Also, against a hero like Razor, he hits so hard with the Link that the damage block is a very small percentage of the damage that you are going to be taking.
Oh, Savage Roar will be used here.
Oh,
But they X the bear.
Radiant's middle
Back you go.
tower is under attack.
It might just be a necessary evil to help yourself survive against, let's say, LC a little bit later on.
But isn't armor still as effective?
I think so.
Yeah, I guess LC hits a lot of small hits, so it is very good versus LC. They're trying to push, but it's very awkward as Tinker in an offensive position.
Well, at the
Like
very least,
this.
it's forcing a lot of rotation from IG as well. They're also not doing anything. Press the attack, jumping back in. The duel is going to be there and now, but I'm not sure whether the duel is going to be good. The rock's going to be there, but the bow on top of it as well. XSS will survive at least in the initial half of the engagement. Defensive Yule Scepter is going to come out. Crystal Maiden ultimate. What a perfect position. Let it go, my friend. Let it go. Kuro on the back line will get X. The max X here from Boboka will make them pay again. Liquid, lose 3. Boboka moving forward. X coming off cooldown. Surprised that there was no further chase. But
It's because the boat buff is wearing
Oh,
off.
true,
That's
true,
something
true.
that you always have to be concerned about, especially when you have Fatal Bonds on you. You
Oh,
can
yeah.
just get tons of extra kills. So that boat was huge. It won him the duel because it looked like
it was going to die.
he was going to die. But
Yeah.
yeah, the boat buff is just incredibly good for that scenario. And of course, with the duel, you're forced to fight into Exorcism, which is
Under attack.
never really what you want to happen.
Yeah. It seems like the draft is, well, blink forward here. XSS, does he have to duel? No, the Marcher Machine. In fact, Laser Rocket's going to be a big one. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Right. I
He's
always
good.
like seeing players thread the march. It's a hard play to make.
Oh, yeah.
Dire's bottom tower
All right, well, Liquid is now doing the stack, but of course, IG's got eyes on this. Can actually make the punish. Burning already in position. Driving them away. The Shrine will get activated.
It's also really unfortunate that he had 2 armor creeps, too. Armor is Bristleback's worst enemy.
Bubblegum coming in position as well. I think Q might just be dead. Frostbite's going to be good, but he is going to get crushed. And he should be chased down here. Press the attack, keeping him alive a little bit longer here. Okay, there's an X back on mind control as well. Save Private. Crystal Maiden's going to be fine on the back line here. Burning, zones out the Slaughter. Gets a kill. They have a silence and an X. Blinking forward. Give me the duel. Give me the bow. Everything on top. And that is going to be a kill. IG playing phenomenally here on game 2.
That teamwork, though, to save your Crystal Maiden. How many teams would do that? Normally, it's like, screw you, Crystal Maiden. You got vision for us? Great.
Good
We're
job.
done with you.
You cast your spells, you know. You got your Frostbite and Nova off, but
Press the attack, plus raindrops. Man, poor Miracle. He went for an offensive build, but now he maxed out March, and maybe he's like, oh, man, I should have gotten Rockets.
Yeah.
Actually, he needed it to farm up, but they were able to make away with most of the stack. So Bristleback did still come out with a pretty penny after that, but with more dual damage going under LC's belt and more net worth in favor of IG and XP. This XP graph is actually looking pretty ugly. XP is 6,000 in favor of IG.
I mean,
That's
the
a lot.
scary thought is that Burning, for the most part, had just a Midas and boots, right? Now he has a Yasha, but
Radiant's
his
bottom
Midas
tower
is now going to
is
start to
under
kick
attack.
in. I think these team fights could even get even more lopsided in the favor of IG.
Also, a lot of these heroes have troubles dealing with the unstable current. Do you
Right.
really want to goo him? That's because if you're
No.
gooing him, you're facing him,
Yep.
and you're going to get purged. And then Tinker, if you laser him, you're going to be stuck in place for a few seconds, which is not good. Amplify also, you might not be able to follow up with a stun. So
Yeah.
the unstable current here is of huge value. I don't know whether you get the unstable current damage over to cast range at level 15, but I think this game, you should
IG.
consider it. That Observer Ward is still up there. Mind control without
Link
that.
duel,
Oh,
that's going to be
no.
available, and Q, let it rip here. Crystal Maiden ultimate, that is going to be a kill. boat, the celebratory boat comes in.
And you really do have to respect Q as a captain, like devising this anti-Bristleback strategy.
Yep.
Because Bristleback was a key to Liquid's success early, but Bristleback's useless if you're forced to attack. Bristleback and Axe, the only two heroes that can make you do that.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
OP will defend the mid tower as well.
Oh, the medallion. Such a good build here.
Yeah, it seems like in a lot of these Chinese Death Prophet builds, it's always Yules into Solo Crest. They just love it. Yesterday they had a little bit of change, Yules into a pipe, but that was because of a magic damage game. So, like you said, I mean, armor is very important in this game.
So looking at items for Team Liquid, Lone Druid has been quiet for quite some time, but Radiance is coming out in just 500 or 600 gold. So that's definitely what they need to push some towers, take some objectives, force IG to back down from some of these team fights. They are so willing to take. That is 24 damage for LC already. I guess it's not that much, but it's going to be a problem if he gets more and more farm because he just makes quick work of Bristleback. And if they ever get their hands on Tinker, and Blade Mail is also a big issue too.
Yeah.
You don't want him getting these items.
I'm really impressed with the way that XSS recovered, considering his laning start, right? He was forced back to the base multiple times. His skill build level 4 was 112, like he was jungling for the most part. And yet, still having a huge impact in this mid game here, having that Blink Dagger.
Systematically taking out the T1
God.
towers.
XSS running to bed at March.
If they Yules him, then he's dead. Yules is Tinker's worst enemy, I think. It's just incredibly difficult to escape after you get Yules, so just have to be very precise with your positioning, very elusive. Manta style first gets rid
Interesting.
of Fatal Bonds,
And the Corrosive Haze.
Corrosive Haze.
Yep.
Very good at taking rockets and getting rid of the laser debuff.
Okay.
And getting rid of Goo. And if you're high skill plays, you can dodge Savage Roar.
I mean, I thought for sure it was an SMY coming out, considering, you know, it fits the tempo of this game so far. It gives a lot what Razor wants anyways. The MAME is really helpful too.
I think with Crystal Maiden, you have the option of casting Manta a lot more often than you'd be able to normally.
True.
So, yeah, you'd actually have pretty big mana issues if you didn't have CM Aura. But yeah, I do like the Manta style here. So many things to dispel, and you can also potentially save Crystal Maiden by putting some illusions in front of her.
Sure. Or use the illusion to block her if you don't micro it well. You know, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
OP already working towards the Octarine. The bear gets X'd. I think this is where the bear does not make it out alive. I say that though, they're missing a lot of these spells.
Yeah, you missed Torrent
Oh, X him again. That's a lot of gold, dude.
and XP. And they're right next to Roche. But yeah, with the Radiance and the bear dying that quickly, that's not a good sign. How are they actually going to protect this bear? They're already having enough trouble protecting their other heroes. Now they have another liability, potentially.
You know, I had a very different outlook of how this game would go. Just based on the draft, I thought by this stage of the game, it was Radiance Bear hitting tier 2s and threatening to hit tier 3s, but IG protecting their outer towers extremely well. Miracle is doing what he can to split push, and he is going to accelerate his own farm.
I think the thing about it is they have plenty of spells that they can just waste on the bear.
Yeah.
Firstly, you have tons of mana because of Crystal Maiden. You have 4 Spirit Siphon links generally, and you can use one to kill the bear. And the bear is of way more importance than the prior range lone sniper build.
Lone sniper build, yeah.
Because the bear then was just vision and rooting and roar, but now it's the majority of your damage with the Radiance. So you're definitely okay with casting a lot of spells on it, and he did go for 250 health talent on Lone Druid, but that does not help his bear at all. You might need to take all the bear talents this game.
You know, we might see
Maybe
that.
not the bear damage, but
Bobaga on the mid lane here. Starting to get Ghoul up here. XSS will let loose the overwhelming odds. X on the bear again, but it looks like this tier 1 tower will go down. Q, gotta be very careful with positioning. Duel happening on the front line here. The rock and the boat flying out simultaneously. Will they win the duel? Yes, they will. The Link on mind control on the back line. They're running through an upheaval. No cure in the world. They get the 2 kill. Kuroki canceling the upheaval. Kuro on the way back. They're down 10 kills now. And surprisingly, only 1,000 net worth.
Liquid tried to switch up the ways that IG took the fight. They don't want the Bristleback to get dueled, so they had the Lone Druid stand out in front in bear form. But the problem is, then they just kill the Lone Druid.
The
And
blade mail, yeah.
well, the Lone Druid doesn't do that much of the blade mail, but it's just that they just threw everything on him.
Yep.
And Bristleback's so far behind because he doesn't want to get dueled. He had the mech, but they're going to need a lot more items. They need Solar Crest. Solar Crest is incredibly good versus duel, but then you have to worry about like the boat damage, the exorcism. There's just a lot of single target coming out from them, and all of Liquid's damage is not bursty enough. Fatal Bonds takes quite a while to actually kill people. Tinker is kind of bursty, but he is not overfarmed at this point. Lone Druid Radiance is very slow damage, and Bristleback also takes a lot of time to ramp up, so they're having a lot of troubles. A lot of trouble killing people on the side of IG, especially when you have a boat buff and the heal buff and Spirit Siphon press the attack. There's all these spells that you need to worry about. But with that Exorcism, looks like Roshan should go down for free. On
The
the
face
side
check
of Liquid.
by Q. That is a brave wave to check the Roche, and he gets punished for it. Well, actually, they don't care that Crystal Maiden just died. They're going to just fight this. XSS, press the attack.
There's a lot of marches
Yeah, that's
there.
a hard one to fight into. Blink Dagger on XSS is back and ready. He can technically jump in and make something happen. Jump in? No, nothing. QH was also preparing to crush. XSS now on the high ground. All right.
Yep, they're probably going to need BKBs pretty soon. Razor actually going for Heart next. So just going to straight up tank the marches.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Unusual build.
Definitely very unusual build.
He did go for Unstable Current. So he is going for the tanky build, which I do like. I think like Link's okay here, but it's not amazing. If you're
It's-
versus like Lifesteal and stuff like that, it's pretty good, but it's just okay here.
It's like a different context compared to when they picked it against Troll Warlord. I think that's where the game you want to max Link, because he's picked for the anti-carry purpose, right? Here, he's just a very strong frontliner that threatens the positioning of the Bristleback, the Bear, and even the Tinker if he's not careful.
Yeah, Tinker has to worry about dagoning him as well. So every time, yeah, it's what 260 damage. That's a lot from just casting a spell on someone. Almost as much damage as your spell does.
And you know Razor gets it for free. As we
Just
say
don't
here,
cast spells on him.
I mean, Razor doesn't mind that either. But IG got to be worried about the base here because the base is open on the bottom side. Mind Control sitting in the front line. X is available. Glyph forcing out as well. Link duel. Here we go here. The rock and the bow again drop simultaneously. The crush is going to be a good on top as well. XSS might be a little bit short. The mech's going to come through. Burning, taking a ton of that damage. Mind Control will lose the Aegis. Crystal made an ultimate on the back line. Uncancelled. Do a ton of that damage. And as a result, letting OP run straight in. Gets 2 kill. Mind Control away from his team. Isolated. And I think he's going to get absolutely controlled. He's going to go for Crystal Maiden. Oh, just kidding. Crystal Maiden's going to go down. Why is OP running away? He's only got 1 stack on him.
How did Q get in that position?
I'm not sure.
What?
He has no blink, right? I'm not like...
No, he does not have blink. He just walked in there and owned them with the ultimate.
Like, there was a rock before that, right?
Yeah.
Did he rock?
They
maybe
rocked
he,
during the
maybe
during
he
the
ran
duel.
from the north side.
Yeah,
like,
he probably ran from the north side, but
Yeah.
that's still crazy good position from Q. And after the rock, there's actually not that many. You don't really want to raise Savage Roar, and his Bear wasn't even in position to do so.
And I think Slardar also dropped his stun. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Like, as a Crystal Maiden here, you just wait out those 2 disables and you just go.
That was pretty sick. Yep. Big Crystal Maiden plays without any items. And that was the Aegis push coming out from Liquid, and that tower damage is not substantial. 80% HP on that bottom T3. IG are going to be happy about this as they push forward to the mid game.
I mean, give me a percentage here for Team Liquid because it feels like even
feel
though
like-
there's only 1,000 net worth difference, it feels like they're really in big trouble.
I'd probably say 40%.
40% to win.
I still think they have a lot of upside with, like they're farming very well, I would say, on the Lone Druid and the Tinker. They both come back quite nicely. The problem is that they have to, I don't know if Razor's at that point where you can ignore him. Like he doesn't have extraordinary amounts of damage. Manta Heart is not a damage dealing build, it's a tank build. And what do you do against tanks? You usually ignore them.
Right.
But are they going to be able to ignore him in the fights? I'm not exactly sure. But if they can kill everyone else, if they can outlast a Death Prophet, I think it's just more of a game of kiting. If they get more Force Staffs, then they can break the Link, and that's an easier task of ignoring Burning.
Sure.
And you can also break the Spirit Siphon, so your Bear stays alive. If you can survive the duel, I think is going to be the main thing. They need everything they can to buff up the hero that gets dueled. This means Crimson Guard, Lotus Orb not so important, so Crimson Guard, Solar Crest, Pipe, Glimmer Cape, like just everything needs to be thrown on these heroes.
Anything that you could get, put it on. Shadow Word, if you could cast it on time, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But Burning, though, is going to amp up his damage next. Aghanim Scepter is going to be his choice here.
So yeah, now he's focusing more on damage because he knows that he is...
Wait, the Blink Duel. Are they going to go right on the Bristleback? Yes, they do. No respect whatsoever for his tankiness. And the bolt's going to come out. Actually, on the Ram, Mind Control will survive for now. The Mech and Crimson both pop. And they're going hard for the Bristleback. This is really not the play. Actually, deep within the Shrine, they X him back, and they're going to still go for him. OP is still within the middle of everything, gets the press of the attack buff. They see Miracle on the high ground. Miracle gets X, and he's just killed. The Bear also goes down. Do they have a resummon for Bear? Burning is in under the chair too. He doesn't care. He's killing the whole team. They have yet another X for the Bristleback. The Bristleback is going to come back. A lot of damage being drained. Burning going off right now. Burning. Right click, for dead. The Wrath of God, destroy all heroes, and they don't have buyback. Holy crap.
And he has Heart, so they can just keep going right there. He had Arcane Rune that fight, so he had a Link, I think, before his Link was even
Over, yeah.
Yeah, that was
He has
crazy.
his own backup.
Yeah.
I guess Arcane Rune, OP.
Also, Tinker was that's a very difficult position as a Tinker to go in.
Yep.
As soon as they can see you with Plasma Field, Torrent, Nova, yeah, that. And they caught him, they disabled his blink, and he just died up there. And there's also continuous damage. Normally, when you're in that position, you can rearm and then blink out. But when you have Spirit Siphon on you, with that constant damage tick, or I have the Storm, which ticks very quickly, you're not going to be able to blink out. So he has to be very careful about his positioning. You cannot blink out like that. And the chances just dropped, probably 15%. That's not good. That's not a good sign.
It's hard to just single out Miracle's play there because to me, I think this is a very tough game for him to play well. Like you said, there's so many Vision hero on the side of IG. And oh my god, XSS.
Yeah.
What a close
I'm
one.
not saying it's an easy game for him, but he has to play perfectly if Liquid want to pull this out.
Yeah.
You have to keep accruing massive amounts of net worth. You need to get that huge amount of burst so that you can kill the Death Prophet while she's Spirit Siphoning. That's what they need to get to. But in that particular fight, she was Spirit Siphoning with her Octarine Core, and she was at like 70% the whole time.
There was a press attack on her as well.
Yeah.
I thought he wasn't too deep. He was in the middle of 4 or 5 heroes. And then he's like, nah, man, I got enough HP regen.
And you have to think about them picking the Lone Druid into the Death Prophet. And that extra, your Bear is useless if you have to run away with it. You're not getting any Radiance burn, and Radiance doesn't even do that much versus the Heart Razor and the Octarine Death Prophet to begin with. But if you're running away, you're doing even less. Bad news Bears.
Bad news Bears indeed. Generally, Matumba Man, when they pick the Bear, they generally pick it in a scenario where it's very good. And it might look like that in a draft where, if you are being on defensive, it's definitely quite good. But
I think they wanted a tower hitter.
Yeah. But as we see here in the actual fights, it's doing very little.
Yep. Whereas IG have 2 tower hitters that have fit very well into their lineup. And Liquid, they still have better Roshan potential, I would say. But I think their chances are slimming down as they cannot really approach a team fight from IG at all. Everyone's just worried about getting dueled and dying. Everyone has to run away from Death Prophet, who's just linking up everyone with... Yeah, it's quite nasty.
Yeah. And I do believe with the finished Aghanim Scepter, Burning has enough items to really lead his team to a high ground push if the opportunity presents itself.
Yep.
No
He
need
has
to
4,000 HP. He went for 400 health at level 20.
So Heart gives you HP, Axe gives you HP, and the Manta even.
Yep, and 400 health.
What is his armor?
He has 18 armor.
Okay.
That's a lot of armor.
Respectable.
He has the 15 agility talent for a little bit of extra armor. But that is crazy. Death Prophet has 29 armor of her own. But look at that. 3995 HP with 300 HP regen a second.
He's going AC next. Like he's gonna say, look, let's make sure that armor is, in Gali
This
territory.
is it from them. They do have
All right.
Reserve War on the back line. If they could somehow catch these squishy heroes, OP
They
does
just
not
picked up-
have Exorcism popped.
They just picked up AC on the bear as well, so that's a sizable increase in their damage output. Liquid on the move. GH trying to get some sight on them. It's going to be a 2 good man crush. Okay. 2.
Yeah, good luck
Okay,
jumping
yeah.
burning. It looks like he's kind of low, but he has still 2,700 HP left. Yeah. Another thing about dueling the Bristleback is he can't cast his Quill Sprays. You're not taking damage from the back, and you're also not able to cast.
Yep.
So he is very useless. Normally, if you're taking damage as a Bristle, you're like, oh, okay, that's fine. I'm still doing tons of damage with like Quill Spray. But in this particular situation, like he might need to get like a Lincoln Sphere or something like that to not get dueled. It's getting to that point.
I mean, it's so easy to break that Lincolns with an X. Bobica has been
Yeah.
on point.
It
So
is.
I'm not sure if that's the end all be all. And re-smoke up here for Team Liquid. This is a position that perhaps IG is not expecting. OP is.
Do you really want to take a fight on their shrine, though? I guess the thing is they have the boat buff to be able to get into there. OP is wondering where the hell they are right now.
Oh, this is the biggest wraparound of all time. Q on the back line here. This is going to be a good pick here. Crystal Maiden perhaps getting the vision. He gets a glimmer on himself. They can't fight this. Blink duel happening on the Slaughter, so maybe Mind Control could finally do something. Rocket Laser flying out. This is looking okay so far for Team Liquid. The bolt does hit on a couple hero, but on the back line here comes the Razor. He's feared. He's being pushed away right now. Still looking okay, but man, both DP and Razor is still relatively healthy. Everyone's trying to disengage Bristleback. No way out. He is going to get brought down. 2 deaths so far here for Team Liquid. Okay, it's looking decent here. Liquid Miracle, and somehow, some way,
Mind Control got like 3 sprays
What?
off at the very end.
how he's still alive, and now they're going to go on Bubblecut. Bubblecut's going to get caught. It's going to be 5 for 1 trade.
That duel onto the Slaughter just let Mind Control go crazy in that
Yes.
fight. That damage that he did was just astronomical. I guess not even compared to Tinker. How much damage did Tinker do? 6,000?
I mean, Tinker was not dealt with at all, right? He's got the Aghanim Scepter, so 4 rockets, 4 laser, and he was just like, yeah, man, I'm a spellcaster.
That was the smoke play right there.
Yep.
But yeah, they didn't even kill the Slaughter during the duel. That's how bad it was.
Yeah, where the hell was the damage? Like, I don't think Razor was there at the beginning of the fight, which might have been a problem. But
Yeah, they do lack damage with this build of the Razor and with this build of the Death
Yeah.
Prophet. They don't have that much damage, especially if he isn't able to link up anyone. If the
Sure.
fight was too hectic for him to be able to link, you don't really want to link the dual target if it's a Slaughter because he should theoretically die too quickly.
well, if we could get Benwu, the mathematician, to give me a percentage again, I say, you know, the number is going back up a little bit here for Team Liquid. They're not out of the woods just yet. I think Team Liquid is still much weaker
They
as
need
a lineup.
They
but-
need way more armor on the side of IG. They need pipe for sure. That's coming out on Baboka. They
Yep.
need a Vlad's, I would say, from maybe
XSS?
XSS,
Yeah.
maybe, and then looks like there is a
AC
Shiva's on
Shivas.
OP,
Yeah.
and then AC coming out on Burning would be the play for them. But at the same time, maybe you want a refresher up on Razor. But the thing is, they took so many Quill Sprays. They were probably at like 7 or 8, maybe even higher stacks
They
of Quill
see
Spray.
XSS screwed up right now. Crystal Maiden will glimmer himself. Oh, and he got rooted. They have vision on him. Crystal Maiden. Oh, Matumba Man, really awkward position here. I think this is the fight. They're going to duel the bear instead. The boat's going to fly out as well. A lot of people being stunned by that boat, and now they will get 1 dead. That is the bear. Mind Control linked up. He's also X'd up. He's going to get brought back here as well. Kuro will be the first one to go down here. Mind Control maybe could run out with the Gusta. No, great pressy attack. They now X up GH. Yule Scepter on the right side as well will find himself. Mind Control going to get chased down. He's gaining a ton of HP back thanks to the Vanguard, but not enough. Gonna get brought down. Everyone's missing the ghost. No, they don't take him down. Perhaps Mind Control has reached the critical mass of HP where he won't die in this fight unless he specifically gets dueled.
They also need a Silver Edge, I would say, to break him so that he just doesn't spray. They can't chase uphill like that into the Tinker, into the Bristleback. Still a pretty good fight for them. The duel came out on a much better target for them in killing the Lone Druid. He also had the cheese. So if they didn't kill him in that duel, and if they didn't duel him at all, that could have been potentially disastrous for IG.
I think the duel itself was also very risky because if you don't kill him during that duel, you commit your best lockdown spell, you know.
Well, he doesn't have BKB, so it's very unlikely that he should be able to
get out of a chain stun.
because they can also just silence him. That's
Sure.
so long. 6 seconds. Good luck. But yeah, they need a little bit more damage on the. I'm trying to think about who should get Refresher in this situation. Looks like Legion Commander is going for a Halberd
Okay.
of all items. That's a little bit
Who are
surprising.
you trying to disarm?
That's what I was wondering. I
That
just-
Warlock right click, man.
Disarming the Lone Druid doesn't do that much. Disarming with Mind Control, I guess, is pretty decent, but usually you're just trying to ignore
Max
it.
success on the backline now. This time finds it, and now he's gonna get the right tool. The bolt torn, everything's flying out. Two-man stun. GH blinks into it, and Mind Control will die, but that's just his Aegis. I think more of a problem on the backline is GH dying. I don't think they could take a long fight. Mind Control continues to spray Crystal Maiden left for dead here by himself. I think they still want to take this fight. Burning's gonna be in the fight. Lotus Orb is no, he's gonna get the quick kill here on the Warlock on the left side, and now Mind Control's on the run, but Boboka should have the easy X on him if they want him. Do they want him? Torn giving a little bit of vision. They find the Tinker! Tinker getting caught. Boboka with the huge plays. Mind Control now coming back in the fight, coming alive, trying to do a 1v4 situation. The Bearman on the back line as well. They will get the Kunkka kill. Burning suddenly all by himself. I don't know if he's gonna actually win this fight. His ultimate doing quite a bit of damage. He needs his support control, and this is the slowest escape ever. The Radiance Bird, the Shiva Scar doing quite a bit of work, allowing them to gain some distance away. And it looks like they are going to be able to retreat.
The unstable current, Michael's trying to goo him, and then he's like, wait, I can't catch up to him with this.
Yep.
What a torrent coming out from Kunkka right there.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Had he actually not found that torrent, I think Team Liquid wins that fight, retaining the Tinker Core. But
That was a fight with the Aegis. Tinker is coming in hot on the bear. 20 seconds left up on the respawn timers for two of IG's heroes.
okay, Savage Roar will push him away from the Link. The Link breaks here. They want to go into the base. OP in the front line. OP, I believe his ultimate should be coming off relatively soon.
Matama Man waiting for the very last moment for that cheese.
Okay. It's going to be fine right now. That bear, though, should go down with a couple more right clicks and a nuke or two, but they did get the tier 3. That means shrines are open now. Team Liquid, despite being down by 9 kills right now, ahead in net worth and ahead in this game, I believe.
Yeah, now Tinker has gotten to the point where he just does a ton of damage if left alone. His net worth is very, very high after being, I think he was in 4th place for quite some time, and these shrines are getting mowed down by Matama Man on Mind Control.
Oh, Blink BKB duel right now. Great Fear pushing away the DP, but I'm not sure whether that's going to be enough to save him. GH on the back line. Defensive force staff will come out. Mind Control, though, trying to run. They do take down the Ray boss. And now moving forward, OP says, that's a free kill on the left side. We'll take him. Kuro, you're going to be the one going down. But look at all the rockets. They're flying out. Everyone's bonded up. They're all going to go down. Tinker on the hunt here. Blink Crush on the back line. They find Burning as well. Burn a Mantisal. Okay, he's getting blocked up right now. Popping that BKB as well. Actually doing quite a bit of damage on GH here. He wants to go back in, but he's controlled up right now. Burning. Well, he's going to get burned down by that Radiance. He's going to go down. 4 dead.
Tinker.
Team Liquid has taken flight.
Tinker had Arcane Rune that fight, and he was able to catch them at the tail end of the boat buff, and they got destroyed once that boat buff came down. And you can see how big of a problem the Bristleback is here. I'm still surprised that they have not gone for any sort of Silver Edge.
I mean, I'm going to say that disarm purchase on the XSS. That's almost a disarm, right? Or sorry, not disarm. That's almost a break if you want to buy it, right? But
that's rough. Now this
Yeah.
Rex is almost certainly going to fall. Burning does not
Buyback?
have buyback.
X-Torn Bolt, defensive force staff is going to be there. The Blink duel now. I'm not sure if this is the fight. GH comes in. The blind's going to be there protecting him. And now it's going to be, I believe, okay, BKB activated. And they do take down the bear. All right, surprisingly, in a turn event, they will take down Matumba Man. And great earn here, preventing the Blink. And that should be a kill on GH. Yeah, great tie bring here, Bubblega.
So how many heroes bought back there? Looks like it was Death Prophet and LC. That is fairly
And
costly from them.
Kunkka too, or was Kunkka alive?
I don't think Kunkka bought back.
Okay. No. So I gotta ask you about your opinion on the BKB on LC.
He didn't use it.
Recently, there was an addition to the Aghanim Scepter, allowing when you're in duel, you are
Magic
magically
immune?
immune. Yeah. Maybe it's better here as these fights draw more and more. You make
Yeah,
sure you don't get
it's
rocketed and lasered.
almost better than Black King Bar, right?
Yeah. Like, what else is it really helping? Like, it does the buff a corrosive haze, but I think Axe might have been the build this game.
It helps you get your blink off if you're worried about getting rocket spammed, which has happened in a lot of these fights
That's
because
true.
they do have
That's
vision
true.
from the Lone Druid Bear going up very, very far. But yeah, it's It's tough. It's also a newer change, so perhaps not so used to it.
Sure. Well,
This game's pretty tight still. Tinker still just outputting absurd amounts of damage in these fights.
I think from this point on, moving forward, it's not about the Bear, it's not about the Bristleback, it's more about the Tinker. XSS, if he can somehow find Tinker, then I think they can win the fight.
You still have to deal with the Bristleback, though. He, despite him having no damage items, he is just incredibly tanky, and if he's in the middle of the fight stacking up sprays on everyone, he's going to destroy them.
Yeah.
And still no signs of Silver Edge coming out from the Radiant side. IG are not really concerned about it. They are going for a lot of defensive items, however. Pipe of Insight already up. Glimmer Cape up on Q. BKB coming out very soon onto OP.
I think the other big problem is that Burning's item progression has been halted completely. Like, he has been working on the AC for the past, I want to say, 5 to 7 minutes.
Yep.
And he's been dying multiple fights. No go for buyback, that kind of jazz. And mind control is still growing. Shiva's Guard is going to be his next item choice.
Yeah, you have to consider whether or not he went too heavy in on the
Defensive build. Yeah.
I can understand it because I think he just thinks that he can outlast him in the fight. But Bristleback is great. I don't think you want to take long, drawn-out fights versus Bristleback, especially if he does not get dueled.
Yeah.
And it's very hard to kill him in the duel. He's been getting his Crimson Guard off the majority of the time before he gets dueled.
Yeah, the Crimson Guard also...
Another Arcane Rune, oh my goodness.
Oh.
That is glorious for Tinker.
the Yule Scepter, is it going to cancel the X? I think he just makes it back, okay. Good try by whoever that fire that went off.
He does have Arcane though, so next fight they're going to deal with Arcane Rune Tinker. We saw what happened last time with that.
Is it bottled or is it?
It's bottled.
Okay. That is a big problem. Roshando not alive, and I think that's actually lucky here for...
It's going to be up in 2 minutes, though, and Arcane Rune's still going to be there. And potentially he could have, like, a regeneration bottle at the same time. Which
I mean,
would be
4 runes.
devastating.
4 runes, right? You
Oh, there is a regeneration
yeah,
bottle.
there is one bottom. And there is going to be another one, right? Double rune and every 2 minutes. IG making a smoke. They're fighting into the Arcane. Do they care? Do they not care?
You don't have a choice.
The choice is... Oh, that high ground advantage here by Team Liquid is going to be good. I don't know if they want to gather together like this. This is a very big choke.
So it looks like SSS has decided that he wants to build it.
BKB,
Oh
what
my
a blink away by
God.
GH. And that's a BKB commit here. Mind control will get picked up in the torrent. Okay, pretty good spot here. Oh, what a savage war by Matumba, man.
Uh-oh. Exorcism is down, or it's been used, and Liquid are surely just going to wait it out.
Yep.
And Roshan's not even up, so IG couldn't even go in there if they wanted to.
This is a disaster for IG.
Uh-oh. What do they actually want to do now?
Re-smoke for Team Liquid. Gonna wait towards the tail end of that Exorcism. If they begin the fight now, the Exorcism should end.
I don't think they can win a fight without Exorcism.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you really want to
mean,
give away the Aegis?
They might have to.
Q's dead.
Yeah. Q is dead. XSS have heard you. He has a Shadow Blade to start things off, but...
Yeah, I think it's coming out way
Yeah,
too late.
too late.
They needed it ages ago. Well, that should be a free roast for Team Liquid over here as they cinch this noose on this game number 2. And there's just runes coming out everywhere. Liquid probably hoping for another Arcane Rune on the bottom, but it will just be a double damage.
I mean, it just shows you how quickly a game could change. You know, I think about 25 minutes ago, IG just looked like they were in such dominant position.
Yep, that
But-
smoke wraparound though from Liquid
Yeah.
got them completely back in the game. Now no shrines outside of the base available left for IG, and they're going to have to wait until Exorcism is up. 20 seconds left for them, but Liquid have their eyes on this Rax. So how do they find Tinker? That's a big problem. They have some flying vision, but it's very difficult to actually go into the trees when you have to deal with multiple casts of March.
Maybe Boboka, random torrent, just let it rip. Hopefully,
You still need to kill him after you find him, too.
yeah. And running through mind control is the big problem here. The Link's going to be good here, Burning, getting a decent amount of damage.
Top barracks are under attack. Radiant structures.
And top lane is free. Keep in mind that
Yeah.
Matumba Man is split pushing at the same time. And he does have the Aegis, so he doesn't really care too much if they jump him because Tinker and his kind will be able to respond very quickly.
Yeah. I feel like if they jump the bear, they lose bot racks.
Well, he has Aegis, so you definitely don't
Yeah.
jump the bear, and you still have to deal with Savage Roar. And in that situation, Roach Pit, Ags would have certainly been better. Actually, if you're really quick about it, you can roar before the duel comes out.
Oh, they are dueling him up top right now, and they're going to try to take him down very, very quickly. Burning will be trying to defend the bottom racks, and it looks like so far he's successfully defending it. But like you said, Miracle joining in, but Miracle getting caught. All right, they got the little meme machine on the bottom side of the map. They're still going in for this lane of racks. It seems like IG have successfully defended the two-prong attack. The Yule Scepter, the bolt's going to be there. GH runs away from all of it. The X back, a little bit of a misplacement. Burning moving forward. They X mind control again, and they should be able to keep him here. But can the team get here in time? That is the question. They got the drain. Mind control still at half HP. Now on the back line, they run past mind control. They go for Kuro. Kuro, the much easier kill. Mind control moving forward for Q. But I think without mind...
He has cheese.
Or is he going to pop it? You think he's actually worth popping it?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't think they can kill him twice.
He's holding on to the X, going to keep him here again. Mind control just making them work overtime for this kill. The raid boss, he's walking the pace, could pop the cheese anytime he wants. He will save it for the next fight.
Didn't pop the cheese.
Yeah.
I guess he thought that he was going to die twice
I
there.
mean, Tinker was back if he did pop the cheese. Tinker could have came in and messed some kids up.
Yeah. Maybe he just wasn't exactly sure of the timing of the Tinker death.
Yeah.
Because he did have Bloodstone, so sometimes it's hard to gauge his respawn time.
Oh, that courier, though. Oh, poor Crystal Maiden. Ooh, great force staff here by Q.
So Tinker has shown that he is killable, especially if they can find him in the fights.
Yeah, I did not see how that fight occurred up top, but looks like Tinker did get caught. And now Burning switching up his build instead of going for the AC. He wants more damage.
Yeah, Bloodthorn, it's going to be pretty good versus Tinker, especially, it's going to be good versus anyone that you're attacking if
They have a
you
Lotus
have a
Orb.
laser on them.
They have a Lotus Orb on the Bristleback, so... I mean, he's been regularly Lotusing himself.
Yep.
So maybe you wait out the Lotus and go.
So good at stopping, like, even if you just briefly interrupt the rearm on the Tinker, it can interrupt his flow of spells a lot. Because then he has to wait for the Lotus, then he has to rearm again, and then he can blink. So even the tiny bit of interruption could be a game winner for him.
Well, we're going to have a tight one for game 2 as well. Still very hard to tell who's going to have the win here. Ethereal Blade coming out from Tinker.
Very good versus duel.
Yes, it is. Defensively and offensively. GH.
Yeah, they might actually need a Diffusal Blade on the Radiant side, but they still need Silver Edge. XSS is still building it, and Razor is almost maxed out. I don't think you want your 6th item to use Diffusal Blade.
XSS running a very dangerous spot. He's in War Vision right now. Dire sees him.
He has BKB. He can pop it quickly. Oh, he does have Shadow Blade. Nice.
Running to the trees. He will dodge a skank.
But he does have that Observer Ward over there.
Ooh, Blink does. They know he's here. Blink away from the rock. The TP out. Will he
my.
make it home? The crush is going to get him. XSS does not have buyback. 90-second. Did trade his life for a rock, but I think they desperately need his whole kit, the duel, the press the attack, overwhelming odds to defend.
I don't think you go on Bristle, because you can't kill him during a duel.
Yeah.
And
Would
he
you
has
go on the
cheese.
bear?
That's really bad. Yeah, I think you go on Bear.
All right,
Tinker
they'll X him
potentially
up.
too.
The Link's going to be there. Defensive force staff will be there here. And now they're going to go on Bristle. Bristle does have the cheese, half HP already. Taking all of that exorcism. He'll get forced away, but X back right into the boat. They're going to hit him again. He needs to activate that cheese. The cheese does pop out. They don't think... No! They're going to burn through him! Cheese, what cheese? Left for Maj, gone. GA comes in into the lion's mouth. He's got to be very careful. X-Torrent will pick up 2 hero. I don't think they want to chase out of the base, but that was an excellent defense through cheese. I'm surprised they were able to do so much damage.
The 2 cores were on the north side, and maybe it would have been better for him to actually face towards the south.
Right.
Keep running towards the IG base so that he could have stopped damage from the Bristleback. I think it was a max static link on the Razor, and he is level 25 at this point. So max static link is 336, I believe, damage that you're taking from the front, which is not great.
If you have your back face towards the enemy heroes, you have 66% more effective HP. Just think about that for a second. And he did not have his back towards the 2 cores, so he looked like he was extremely killable.
It is natural reaction just to run back towards your team.
True.
It was just surprising that he died so quickly.
That's why they need that axe. The new axe on Bristleback, you can moonwalk on your hero. Just toggle it, turn it back and forth anytime you want. Michael, just let it go. Yeah, man. I think that would be great for Bristleback, but
Then he wouldn't have to deal with unstable current.
there you go. All right, we're going to be in a low again. XSS back alive, burning. Oh, never mind. He does have the AC finish. I misspoke here earlier. Still going back for the damage item in the XSS Blink duel. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Finds a duel here. Key duel on Miracle. Lower his Bloodstone. And I cannot believe Miracle got caught out like that.
That was big.
Great pick.
XSS delivering in IG's hour of greatest need.
Yep, and now they could force out a buyback from the Tinker. And this is when
Yeah.
you started to get Liquid and perhaps a little bit of trouble. I don't know why that song just wanted. IG walking up the hill. Keep in mind they do have Exorcism. Of course, with Burning's Aghanim Scepter, they're going to pop everything and go on the high ground. Here we go. Burning, hitting the building. Glyph, I believe, should be available on Team Liquid. Liquid, Mind Control sitting on the front line. They are ignoring them. Look at that building just melt. Press the attack on OP. Defensive Yule on OP as well. Tower down. Buyback on Tinker, not going to be spent. They push him in right into the tier 4. They got Corrosive Haze on him as well. What a good rock. The bolt has to be actually flown out here. And now Mind Control's in there, tanking things up. I think it's time for IG to back off. They have taken the melee racks, but they're kept alive here inside the base. They're controlling OP. That laser going off right now. OP defensive Yules again. I think OP. Whoa! HP back. Okay, keep us up a little bit longer, but not long enough. He will go down. He does not buy back.
That bash, though, he tried to BKB TP, but he got bashed by GH as that happened. Roshan up in a minute's time. Liquid probably looking to at least force a buyback right now. Looks like the bear is going to check Roche right now, and much to Liquid's chagrin, no cheese and Aegis there, but straight down the mid they will barrel.
Axe on the bear, allowing the bear to attack out of leash range. What an interesting item choice. 55 minutes in the game.
It also
But-
stays alive if he dies.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I'm not positive on
Yep.
that, but
It survives if Lone Druid dies.
look at the bear. It's already rotating up top. They want to split push as the main force of Liquid push down mid. This is Rat Dota intensifies here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I don't know if they have seen the axe from Lone Druid, and the bear is attacking the
Yep.
top Rex.
There you go. They definitely know now.
Yep, they know that something strange is happening.
But what can you do about it?
Yep. Oh my God, the range Rex is dead on the left side. Oh my God, it's that axe.
That axe, man. And now, Mind Control in the front says, oh, nobody's defending against me because they're dealing with the bear. Okay, I'm going to just hit this tier 3. Kill the bear. All right, they do kill the bear.
I also
Glyph-
hear IG cursing.
I didn't hear that myself. Just lots of noise in the background. X-Torrent flying out against Mind Control the bear. Back alive. Not being Micro on the top lane here. XSS popping, and he's going to get the duel off. Defensive shotgun coming out from Miracle. No duel damage. And in fact, it's going to be XSS dying in the front line. OP, though, they find the Bearman. The Bearman goes down. He does not have buyback on the right side. GH popping his BKB. Yule Scepter finds Miracle. Will that be the death of it? Miracle will get a Lotus Orb on himself. He's running away. He should be able to refresh his blink, and he's out of there. But critical thing is no buyback on the bear, no buyback on GH.
Death Prophet also had a buyback with very little left on her death timer. This is not very good for them. Kuro also scouting at Roche. He does have an invisibility rune. Is there any gem? Q does have one, but he is all the way back in the base, and now IG will be going for the Roshan. Can Kuro actually get a steal here? That would be huge.
Just walk in. Easiest steal of your life, Kuro. You got this.
This could be devastating for them. He also has a rock. If he can time it properly, steal the Aegis and the cheese with a rock, is that worth?
I think so.
I think the problem is they actually take it down so slowly that his invis is going to wear out. That's so sad. This was a perfect play for him.
Oh, Q's coming in as well. But I think the Invis will run out. Yeah, he has to back off here. Oh god, run, Kuro, run. All right, he's out of there. In fact, they're not even close to taking that Roshan. Was that the play to take Roche instead of push out the lanes and maybe look for another lane of Rax?
They don't know that Lone Druid doesn't have buyback. They just have to assume that he does.
Right.
So he just bought his scepter. And what? They're actually going for someone on top lane. Kuro has it's going to be a 10-man fight here as all the heroes respawn as they leave the Roche pit. But Roche is at 30%.
Wait, Blink Duel, they found the X. Oh, Torrent Bow, everything on Miracle. Miracle, oh, the combo misses completely, but they found him regardless. They have the silence. The Torrent's going to cancel that TP. Miracle caught again here. Bloodstone is running out. OP just running past the Slaughter. No care. He's going to get X back, and that's going to be yet another kill. The Chinese crowd coming out alive.
He
And
also
Tinker does not buy back.
dead for 70. At least he has a little bit of minus respawn from his Bloodstone, but that's a long time. Now Burning going for the Roche. They definitely need the Aegis, I would say, for the Death Prophet, considering OP still has no buyback, and this could be it. 60
They
seconds.
take it so damn slow.
Yeah, Liquid has to push out the lanes
Yeah.
right now as quickly as they can. The Lone Druid with his Axe can push
Yeah.
out multiple lanes at once, which is quite nice, and they have BOTs. At this point, you also have to start considering maybe you all in for the throne if you're Liquid, if IG go for a GG push.
All right, that GG push might come right now. Burning.
That Lone Druid Bear is surprisingly strong at going for the GG push. And it is making its way over towards the top lane with the Radiance. I mean, it's pretty stacked in terms of items. And that's something that's very easy to overlook in the heat of the moment when you're trying to go for the throne yourself.
All right, IG. We'll pop that out. Backdoor protection. Still alive. Defensive smoke here from Liquid. Maybe trying to get some sort of wraparound play.
They're trying to go for Megas right now, but Tinker's up in just 10 seconds. It's not going to be enough time for them to
Melee
secure
racks.
3 lanes.
Melee racks up top here. Gotta be careful. Oh, the bear got recalled back.
Did it? Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
You know, that would have gone in racks for sure if, well, right there, it should be gone already. But instead, IG will take a shrine.
Yeah, maybe. I am not sure why he brought his bear back right then. He also has another bear if he wanted to resummon it, but better safe than sorry, I suppose.
Missed
But I mean,
opportunity, yeah.
that was a pretty big missed opportunity, I think.
Well, Liquid. We'll continue to push out the lanes here. Wait, can you click on the bear for me? Because I cannot
The
see.
bear
Yeah.
currently has Basher, Mjolnir, AC, Radiance, and bots. And Vlad's.
That is like more farm than... Is it more farm than Burning?
Burning has Refresher in his inventory right now. Burning
Yeah.
is #1 net worth in this game.
Yep, and
So-
Bear is close behind.
Buyback status, 4 minutes left on Death Prophet, pretty much coinciding with the Aegis expiration, and Tinker only has 2 minutes left. For the win, so the window to take advantage of Tinker's buyback is almost null at the moment.
Yep.
And IG, how are they going to? What are they going to do now? They have the Aegis, they have the cheese, and they have to worry about a split from the Tinker, split from the Bear. There's even BOT potential on the Bear that could be anywhere, and there's just so many bad things that can happen if they actually go for a push. But if they don't make a move, there's going to be a 12-slotted Lone Druid. Tinker's still going to be able to push out your lanes, and I have no idea what they are going to do next.
Yep. I mean, for Team Liquid's perspective, they're going to just weigh out this Aegis. No need
Yes.
to make any kind of aggressive play.
Oh,
And XSS,
I know what. Yeah, XS is waiting for Tinker and
Yeah.
force out another buyback. But
okay,
now,
they X the bear.
that's great.
Yeah, that's going to be a bear kill. These bear kills are,
That,
quite
they are.
important. Yeah.
That
Savage
is
Roar?
the step 1 to pick off these split pushers, including the bear itself, so that you don't potentially just lose the game while you're pushing.
Heart being attempted here by Mind Control. He's out of slots.
Dude, everyone's out of slots, aside from the supports.
Poor Kuro.
Well, he went for-
6,000 network.
He went for 30 health regen on Bristle. I see the stack damage a lot,
Yeah.
but there is a stack max damage cap on Quill Spray.
There is, but if you reach there, you win the fight, right? So I think adding more
Well-
Quill Spray damage, helping you to reach there faster, is perhaps more
I
important.
agree with that. I think like Quill Spray plus like Octarine, so you can just get those off rapid fire,
Right.
is pretty good. And it also gives you extra life steal so that you don't
Right.
die.
It seems like in these fights, when he does get gunned down eventually, I'm not sure how much the regen actually factors into the thing, but still, it's hard to say no to regen.
Okay, so
Bristle.
finally, IG
Burn-
will be making a move with the Aegis. There
Yeah.
is the bear on the left side. They are picking it out, but
Activates the
they're okay.
BKB, refreshes it, double ultimate from Burning. Is he letting it loose? Look at the lightning zap. Mind Control comes close and gets burned. GA comes in with a stun. And now Burning should be focusing on the building, but still letting it go here. Second BKB from Burning as well.
What is
They want Mind
Baboka
Control.
doing?
I'm not sure, but
Oh my-
the Expo pushing people back. I think that was a play here, and now the duel's gonna come off as well. Burning just hitting building at this time right now. And GH moving forward, but burning his ultimate is about to run down. That is a 3-man stun. OP on the back line just dies to the laser, Tinker laser spells. Burning, running away. OP does respawn. He's in the base alone by himself. XSS needs to give him a pressy attack to get rid of that corrosive haze. OP, he's dead. But they get the racks.
Okay.
Does he have X?
Dude, the bear almost got mega creeps. It might get mega creeps right here. Oh no! The bear!
Frostbite,
Holy
frostbite. Okay.
crap.
Okay.
That is what happens when you let that bear alone.
Yeah.
And so the total racks count is 2 left on the Dire side and 1 left for the Radiant side. The bear made quick work of the entire base. The Ags on the Kunkka almost made the big plays, but all they got was a Tinker buyback out of that and 1 racks, whereas Liquid got 5 racks out of that, I believe. This is.
Was it 5 racks?
I think it was 5 racks.
I was not paying attention.
No,
to
he got the range racks on top earlier, so it was only 4 racks.
Only 4 racks.
3 melee racks and 1 range racks. That
Yeah.
is a big prize. And this range racks is at 164 HP. That's like 1 hit with a battle cry on.
Goodbye. Like, this Rax is dead eventually.
Yeah.
Both teams just like so scared. Neither team is leaving the base.
I think at this point you just assume that you're going to get megaed as IG.
Yes,
So
definitely.
you have to start going into Mjolnirs. You definitely need a Vlad's. At least they have the Silver Edge finally on the XSS. You're going to need a refresher up on OP. And Tinker doesn't have buyback, but does that really matter when you can get thrown without any of the heroes being there?
I mean, and I think this is a rare instance where Mega Creeps will outfight IG's hero 65 minutes in the game. Like, remember that scenario where they had trouble taking down Roche? Like, this is a team that needs their ult to actually fight, and you're not going to pop ults against Mega Creeps if you're IG, so getting Mega Creep against IG is really, really big.
You might actually need a Radiance for OP.
A Radiance?
To push out lanes? Like, what other items do you get as DP to push out waves? You have Shivas already. Like, you have to push out waves. You just assume you're getting
Mjolnir?
mega at this point if you're XS.
Is Mjolnir better?
Mjolnir's okay, but I think she's not really attacking that much. I don't know.
Or maybe go the spell damage route with faster cooldown, Octarine. No, he's already got the Octarine. Yeah,
I think you get like Radiance instead of your Solar Crest, but he will have the Refresher Orb, which is going to lead to 2 ults, or do you just YOLO Throne it? Is that a play? I don't know.
Kuro is walking in. He is the delivery package, and there is BOT2 on his allies.
Well, he can just rock. He does not have magic immunity. Oh, he has the summon a
Well,
golem
they're
on
teleporting in. Observer, please watch the base.
Radiant
Okay, they tear up TP in the bear. It's gone. All right.
the Dire.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Quick and easy. Here you go, GG Death. But there is actually no bear. Bear just recalled back, so they actually cannot go for the throne race play on the Liquid side. They're going to have to fight this one head on.
I think this is the correct play for Team Liquid. If they defend,
they
they
should
win
have
this game.
TP'd back to Bear. They could have
Keep
just
hitting.
thrown it.
I mean, there is backdoor protection, right? Burning activates the first BKB ult. It's going to fly now. Refresh Orb, not activated just yet. Burning, now refresh. On the backline, GH stuns the backline here. The Rock on the backline as well. In fact, it's going to be the Crystal Maiden first one to drop. Boboka is going to use the bow as a question. They have the X on. No, he misses it. No, he actually calls him back in, and it's fine. But, oh, he's in the base. The Tinker's fine. And now Boboka moving forward. The Shrine is activated. They need to kill this Tinker. He's teleporting out. Anybody cancel that TP? No. Burning out of HP in the base. And Burning's going to get bashed. Burning's going to go down. Burning's out. He does have buyback. Does he have BOT back in the fight? OP in a lot of trouble as well. He's going to get zapped. He also buys back, but now it's Mega Creep. No, he finished the teleport. He's in there. He's going to die back. That Torrent-sized Texas. The Texas-sized Torrent not going to be enough to save his ally.
That's GG.
That is indeed GG.
Is GG.
Wait, OP's in there again. Hold on. Bear dies.
They have
Buyback
so
should
many
be forced
they have
out.
buybacks on, I think, everyone on Liquid at this point.
Well, okay, I mean, don't call it GG yet. But look at the Bear. The Bear's in the base, hitting the throne. Oh my God! It's as you has foretold it. It's the Bear with a split push. Tinker's now back in the fight again, and it is gonna be going to a game 3. Team Liquid
Ancient is under.
making some intense rat plays towards the end, and was able to outlast
That
IG.
Axe pickup was perfectly timed by Matuma Man. It could not have come at a better time for them. And, of course, excellent micro by him. Excellent job by Miracle getting back in the game after an atrocious start from him. That one smoke play that this game could have been over in like 35 minutes had they not made that one smoke
That
play.
smoke play where it looked so hectic, right? Like Razor was not in the fight, DP wasn't in the fight. Despite getting the duel off, the duel on GH never actually accomplished anything in that game. So a lot of things could have been improved for IG, but let's not take anything away from Team Liquid. They played superbly under a ton of pressure throughout the mid game and was able to close it out. What a game, what a finish.
What a finish. Excellent play. Thanks, these two teams, for giving us some. I mean, weren't they both kind of throne races?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, earlier at the beginning of the series, I said this was some grand final quality of gameplay, and I'm happy to see this. This is it. This is what we're seeing. But let's see what our boys over the analyst table will think about it. Send it back to Nahas.
Welcome back, and for only the third time in 11 series here at the Starliner I-League Invitational, we have Game 3 in a patch that has seen so many high-tempo, fast-paced games. We get a pair of 60-minute classics between IG and Team Liquid, now all even at one apiece. Let me bring back in my four-man panel, guys. For the first 40 minutes, it's defense of the Bristleback, but in the end, that's not a bear, it's a rat, baby.
No.
Team Liquid take it.
It was great. It was wonderful. Aghanim Scepter Bear is back. Lone Druid with actually his bear is back. And you don't want to try and base race that one. They just completely destroyed the entire base while they were pushing along that bottom lane. It was beautiful.
He won the game with that Aghanim Scepter.
Absolutely.
Where do we start?
It was
You
a
know
long
what?
one.
That sentence, you could almost leave it there. It's a game-winning pickup.
I like the flexibility that this Liquid draft ultimately ended up having for both, like the early push timing we had to worry about, and then later on as well. The bear, as you mentioned, is back. I've been talking about that with this patch, and the versatility that provides now as part of an early push, and then of course with the building destruction later on. And then I like that last pick quite a bit because the Tinker, it's a great complement to that early push, just being able to add damage from the back lines and make it harder to fight into it. But then later on, it does Tinker things as well, right? Not just hold the lanes, but the potential to come in at any point in the fight and just burst people down. So I like that. But there's just so much to talk about this game. It's not so cut and dried for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I gotta own up. Reddit was right. I got accused of jinxing the XXS Legion commander coming in 24-6 career. I thought XXS played wonderfully throughout most of the mid game and really neutralized the mind control Bristleback. But it felt like it reached a point in the game where they could no longer kill the Bristle in the duel, and that's where the game started to turn.
Yeah, he was getting good duels during the mid game. He didn't get any damage, but still, he's just forced him to turn his back around. I mean, the front around. And the big deal was that they didn't have any diffusal blade for that ethereal blade on Tinker. And when he casts on Bristleback, it's pretty impossible to kill that BB.
The other thing that I felt like was that, there was the initial struggles in the laning phase, but once you got into the Blink Dagger, there was this really strong timing that IG hit where it was the Kunkka, going in and finding kills with that boat. I think down towards that bottom lane where it was looking, really terrible for Liquid. And it was like a duel into a boat, and then they just kept doing it over and over again. And I think that it goes to show the power of the Kunkka in the early to mid-game team fights, how much that boat brings, not just in terms of damage, but damage mitigation. And it's a hero that I think is going to become even more prevalent in this meta. That being said, the Aghanims looked really underwhelming in that one fight along the bottom lane. But
is it possible to see the damage that Bristleback has taken?
Yes, it is. I'm waiting for the final numbers for that match to come in, but we're going to have those for you in just a minute here.
I mean, it's just insane how much he can tank with just Mech, Crimson Guard, and Lotus Orb.
Yeah,
and there's 5 people focusing you. You can't die. And the big part of it is the latest change in his talent tree, 10% spell lifesteal.
Yeah.
Speaking of timings and itemization, I think the itemization choices have been really interesting throughout this series for different heroes, especially for burning on the carries that he's been playing. So they obviously had the kind of draft the ability answers for the Bristleback, the duel, and then just dump a bunch of spells on him when his face is turned, and that was able to turn him back a number of times. But they reached this point after there, as Lacoste was alluding to, where with their item progressions, they didn't have damage anymore based on just spells and abilities to burst him down, and they had to choose how to itemize. Do you go tankier so you can continue to survive the next round of spells and maybe go and fight them outside of the base, or do you go for more damage, which exposes you more in the fight, but allows you to maybe end the fight quicker, especially if you start to lack control later on. If you're just relying on the Kunkka and the CM again, like not hard disable, not the kind of big like AOE team fight that we've seen maybe from XSS. So then it becomes harder to find an environment where you can keep them in place and deal damage to them. And then I think that was if there was a weak point to IG's draft in terms of not just dealing with the bristle early, but being able to have answers later on. That was it, and that ended up coming in handy in Liquid's favor over time.
What do you think about the Heart on Razor?
I think, well...
Should have gone for Silver Edge, maybe Daedalus, just for maximum damage output.
Potentially. I think in hindsight, and easy to say things in hindsight, of course, that it might have been a bit too much in that direction. Like, they were already not necessarily having problems surviving the fight. They needed to be able to finish them before Liquid could get off multiple additional rounds of damage, and I think it might have been too much in the defensive direction there.
And I think that like trying to go for something, because traditionally the answer would be like Bloodthorn to really try and boost that out, but there were so many defensive items like Lotus Orbs and all that stuff to take it off that like Daedalus I feel like feels a little bit underwhelming sometimes, even though it's gotten buff after buff after buff. So I can understand the Heart to try and just like extend the fight out, but then if you're extending the fight out, now it's also Tinker who you're extending the fight out against, and that's a hero that's just known for being able to deal ridiculous amounts of damage, and Miracle did it.
Yeah, in the later stages, it was really hard to fight against that Tinker and Fatal Bonds combo, and especially Tinker with Dagon 5, and they had pretty much nothing to catch him with because Bristle was in the front all the time.
Yeah,
Also, those lasers, that's a big part of they can't really hit, at least Razor.
That's the thing with Razor, right? There's a lot of different like item choices you can make for different timings in the game. We see how Empire plays this here. We saw that you mentioned that evasion Razor that they played. I think that might have been an option this game against not just the bristleback, smaller considerations, but the golem, the bear, obviously.
Right.
Like that was a possible choice for them as well. And then you basically have to worry about the Tinker in terms of health and being bursted up. But Razor has some natural passive that helps deal with that already.
Yeah, as you saw, the EGB.com betting odds flashed down at the bottom of the screen. Our bettors liked Liquid even after that Game 1 victory by IG, so maybe some people making a little money on that one. I was very happy for Matumbaman in that game. There were reading some of the comments after the first game. There were some people questioning the late game decision making, going for megas, eating a death in Game 1 without buyback. He really came through in the late game situation there, Game 2 for Liquid.
Totally. Yeah, it's what you need to do. You need to have that instinct to go for the kill. And, there's a question of if he should have brought back the bear in the top lane. It ended up working out perfectly because that threatened, the potential for a quick kill. And then they ended up being able to take down the objectives afterwards. I think it's pretty easy to, sit back at home and you're just chilling and you're like, yeah, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing.
This is partly why I brought this
people
point up to you
yelling at
guys.
them. They're crazy. I will give a little bit of credit to the crowd as well. It was silent in here when I walked out. I was like, oh no, what's going to happen? But then, Liquid won. There's some clapping. They showed respect there at the end. It was good.
All right, boys. Game 2 of this series is in the books. It is all even, one game apiece. Coming up next, we're going to take a short break, and then Liquid and IG will play one game. Winner moves on, loser goes home here at the Starladder I-League Invitational. Stay tuned.
Bets, online betting for every esports fan. Dota 2 and Hearthstone, CSGO and Overwatch, StarCraft 2, the choice is yours. Express bets for multiple matches or live bets on the game you are watching right now. Know your way around Dota 2? Make a prediction for picks and bans. Playing CSGO? Guess the number of rounds in a certain match. Daily quests for all participants and all the best choice of payment systems. More than 600,000 users have already made their bets on the spectacular matches since 2011. EGB.com. You know for sure who's gonna win.
Welcome back to the Starladder I-League Championship Invitational as we start Championship Sunday off with a bang in this matchup between two top 5 teams in the world. IG versus Liquid goes to a Game 3 in this best-of-3 series. I'm going to bring back in my 4-man panel. Here's one more time, Lyrical, Lacoste, and Jack. Guys, we're going to start our draft momentarily here for Game 3. Both teams may be making adjustments. What do you think we go to here in Game 3?
It's scary, right? So for me, the big thing is that IG, when they've faced Liquid before, they stick with one set of bans. Jack was mentioning before it was the Ricky Venge, or no, it was the Lycan and the Io at the Kiev Major. In this one, they've taken Io Coddle, but they also just got beaten when they did the Io Coddle. So the question is, do they stick with what they want to do? They're sort of picking their poison, right? And I feel like, barring most of the other crazy things that happened in that game, they're still fairly happy with the way that the game went. So I think that they stick with the same bans.
Now that was what I was kind of thinking was, we said after Game 1, if there was any adjustment made on either side, it was probably going to be IG needing to find a better solution for their mid. And in Game 2, they come out with OP mid Death Prophet, who absolutely has a tremendous game. What do you change if you're either team? I mean, these are two 60-minute games.
Yeah, I noticed that most of the teams actually ban, if they lose to, let's say, Hero X, they ban it in the next game. That's pretty much what everyone does. But you can't ban out all the, let's say, kind of overpowered heroes right now. Bristleback seems to me a bit overpowered. I don't want to draw conclusions so far, but yeah, I think he really is overpowered. I mean, with those 3 items, he tanked a lot of damage. We were talking numbers; those might not be correct, but almost as half damage that
we
was
estimate
done by Team IG.
Absolutely. We estimate Bristol probably tanked about 90k damage in that match. Just absolutely incredible. By the way, 25 and 16 for OP on Death Prophet in 2,300 matches, just over 2,300 matches coming into this series. Death Prophet had only notched 20 or more kills 10 times. So just a great performance by the IG mid. Jack, you know these IG players really well. They're veterans. They're comfortable in these kinds of tight series situations. What do you think the mentality is here going into the third game?
I'm not sure if they still like this kind of Wraith King lineup that they played frequently, that they knocked Liquid out with, and that they've been playing in China before. I'm not sure how they feel that hero is on this patch. I mean, if you're looking at someone who is decent in lane and can pair with other heroes and also be the frontliner for that push, it's a possibility for them. I think in terms of the draft, I think for both teams, you've got to be pretty happy with it so far. Like, obviously, every draft is going to have imbalances that the other team can use. But, again, they've been playing very long games. But I would focus more on some of the details. For example, Roshan has been an issue for both teams. High ground has been a problem for both teams. And a few times, you mentioned the OP mid. On the Death Prophet, it's a bit more of a static hero in the sense that you're moving back and forth in fights, but you're not as compromised if you're out of position. We've seen that on the Ember Spirit a little bit, where he seems to be in a no man's land sometimes or can get caught. So if that's the type of hero that they go towards with him, I could see Tinker being a point that is contested here for both teams. That obviously both teams run it very well and fills multiple roles. We talked about that hero in this patch too. So maybe not so much just about the draft, but some details of the fights that they're taking need to be changed.
I think also the other thing when you think about the way that this series is developed, it was game number 1 where they didn't have an answer for the Enigma, and they still put up a really good showing, put it really close. And I was talking with the coaches, and they're like, well, we almost got away with that one. And it's sort of a thing where it's like, and then the second game, even though you were outdrafted in the first one, you still end up being able to take it in the late stages. They might be feeling a little bit more comfortable in their drafting stage and just say, you know what, we'll take what they give us and play whatever style of Dota we want to go with. I think that if they want to go back again for that Bristleback, they'll definitely take it
I
if
don't
they give
think
it to
that
them.
we're gonna see Bristleback this game at all. It's gonna be banned out by IG or first pick.
Now, our Game 3 draft is underway. One more game in this semifinal best-of-3 series. And indeed, Lacoste is right once again after calling the Death Prophet in the previous draft. The Bristleback is gone. IG do not want to see that hero.
Oh.
That is a really unusual ban by Liquid, especially after OP struggling on Ember Spirit in the last 2 games we've seen him on the hero.
Oh, what is it? Jakiro or that Kanka again?
Yeah, I guess that this means Liquid wants to take one of those too, and
There you go.
I wonder if they go like Coddle Kunkka seems really strange. I wonder which one they would value more highly, but it feels like one of those 2 heroes. I like the idea of the Coddle more.
Oh, yeah. You know, especially considering, I mean, that's essentially how they beat IG in the last game is basically, look, we can survive areas of we can play well enough to survive areas of the game where our lineup is weaker as long as we have that split pushing option to draw it out.
Magnus is still in the pool. I don't think Liquid plays Magnus. I don't remember seeing Mind Control on Magnus though. So IG might even consider going in the phase number 1 for Magnus because it's not gonna survive phase number 2.
Yeah, they're very confident with that Magnus Juggernaut combo. You saw that on display last night.
Oh, it's going to be the Dark Seer,
And
they're
there's
going
the Tusk. I've wanted to see this hero, expected to see it in the previous game's draft. IG has just been drafting so much AoE team fight, and that snowball acts as a multiple hero save, and also Kuro just tremendously confident roaming on this hero early on, really bothering the mid lane, and that's something that is so critical against IG.
GH plays it too. He
Yep,
was the one
true.
playing it in the Kiev, and there was a moment I remember where they went for a snowball save, and it was actually against an Ember Spirit that ended up getting a really quick catch and blowing them all up as Liquid were ahead, and they were trying to push a tier 2 tower. I think it was like game 3 or something, and that ended up turning the whole momentum shift back around into IG's favor. So need to be careful about the counter initiation heroes, and Earth Spirit can be one of those.
What you were saying about GH and his Tusk, I think overall Kuroki plays much better Tusk, to be honest. His moving around the map is good, and the block from shards is just mind blown.
It's one of the rising heroes towards the end of the last patch, and Liquid always seemed to be very high on it. There is a playstyle with them. So once again, talking about roamers out of that 4 position that don't require necessarily very high levels or a blink dagger to be effective, this certainly fits that mold. When they are clicking on all cylinders with Tusk, you see it paired, for example, with the Lycan or something else. They can constantly get pickoffs all over the map, and that's working well for them. It's easy for them to snowball.
I really like this idea. They're not banning out XXS heroes. They're deciding instead to focus on OP in the mid lane, try and shut down his hero pool. I wonder if they're even going to be willing to give them away the Magnus in this one and just take out like one other hero from that pool.
I think the Tusk is a part of that, because if you're talking about the Legion Commander, if you're talking about potentially, well, they got rid of the Enigma, but like potentially the Magnus, the Tusk, if played well, can be an answer to some of those big ults where you expect the damage to come in right afterwards, or the control on that single target.
Yeah.
The other
Liquid
thing about it,
8-1 with the Tusk going back to the Kiev Major and before. I think that one game you were mentioning earlier, Lyrical, is their only loss on the hero.
so the one other thing is that they IG pretty much throughout the tournament have first picked their 2 supports, and so if you ban out an OP hero in the first phase, then you end up getting able to get a second one, and then he's left with a very like diminished hero pool for what he can go on the rest of the way.
I think they're baiting out XXS Legion Commander once again. They might go for Dazzle. They tend to go for Tusk and Dazzle. That's a double save from 2 supports.
Also a nice little bit of damage as well. The heal bomb with the snowball.
Yeah, you saw them play very, very well. Despite the loss in game 1, they used those twin saves with the Astral and the Shallow Grave extraordinarily well.
5 seconds remaining.
So
They don't have to commit to Dazzle right now if they want to go for it, because 2 supports are already being picked from IG.
Yeah, still, and I'd say probably 70% of our drafts here have been the 3 through 5 positions with the first 3 picks, and then the mid and safe lane carry in the last 2. And it's just reflective of how important support and offlane play has been so far in this very young 7.06 patch.
Kind of wonder if they're just gonna stick the Tusk in that off lane with mind control and. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Really?
Well,
against the Earth Spirit as well. That is so bold.
Again, so this is it's the miracle effect, man. They are just fearless.
They
in
love
their
it.
Picking Invoker, and of course, I mean the crowd's gonna cheer for Miracle Invoker. Are you kidding? I'm cheering. But the other thing is they have so much confidence in their Tusk's ability to roam and protect the mid lane.
5 seconds remaining.
He can't believe it. Look at him. His mouth's just open. He's like, well, you said what? Excuse me? So the other cool thing now, Sunstrike kills with Tusk. Once he gets his level 6 up, it's going to be pretty easy to set those up.
They can really easy get some kills on IG's safe lane with Tusk just rotating there. Iron Shell, Sunstrike combo, easy to set it up.
Now that you've committed 2 supports too, like the classic answer would have been Disruptor or something like that to try and stop that in its tracks. This is a good one too, though.
Yeah. I like that pickup there because, of course, that also takes the Nyx Assassin away from Liquid. In the previous patch, I want to say that Invoker was about 70% win rate when he had one of either Nyx Assassin or Legion Commander, and about 40% win rate with neither of the 2.
Seconds remaining.
You know what the Liquid might go for as a safe lane? That's what we've seen from them before. Maybe a
Reserve time.
Void.
Ooh.
Sunstrike
Yeah,
combo, good
that's
with Iron Shell, can just
a
go
great
in
point.
pretty much. Deal some damage. Has a Tusk as a save.
And also, a little side benefit of the Invis reveal onto the Nyx Assassin.
Maybe be a little bit worried about like their tower taking potential with that. The Terrorblade's still in the pool as well, which we saw is good, but they don't have the Dazzle. Maybe you end up going back for that as a last pick, but it could be banned out as well.
And I thought about the TB because the Snowball Sunder interaction, very nice on the enemy core. If you can, it's almost a guaranteed Sunder.
I really like that Dazzle pick you're
Yeah.
talking about. It seems really good.
I think we've
That
seen
act-
that Dazzle Void draft choice made by them as well, and Void offers them again like more counter initiation, a good form of initiation in itself, and there's a pick that you're
There you
talking about
go.
against.
He's on fire, man.
Lost. What a guy.
Except for the result at the end of the game.
Wow.
And against lineups that don't have that much burst damage, like you could see potentially a damage issue here from IG depending on last 2 picks. The Void is a great reset for that in between fights. It becomes very difficult to deal with. I wonder if they're going to go with a very aggressive mid here to pressure the Invoker. I'm not sure if PA is a potential option for them, Queen of Pain, something like that.
Reserve
See,
time.
I think there are times when you just go back to
What about-
a hero like Lena that you know your mid is just extraordinarily confident with.
Does OP plays Silencer on mid?
That's a lot of it's been a staple recently of the Chinese scene. A lot of the teams have been. I'd be surprised if they haven't at least scrimmed it.
He does well against Invoker, especially with Earth Spirit rotating. It's good against Void, counter initiation once they go in. The problem would be when Darkseer gets Guardian Greaves, so he can counter initiate after the global silence.
But he can also prevent follow-ups to the obvious, like Void Chronosphere situations, right? And yeah, I mentioned that. Like that's a very scary matchup for Invoker. It becomes very annoying to lane up against the Silencer.
That Miracle Invoker in 52 professional matches, 9.77 kills per game, by far the highest average of any pro with 30 or more games on the hero. 585 experience per minute is also number 1. GPM top 5. Absolutely sick.
Figure out like what IG needs it.
There you go, baby.
Now
Oh yeah.
are they taking now?
Sorry if I
Miracle
blew out anybody's ears.
Miracle likes running this mid. Odds on that being a thing.
What,
Like,
AM?
yeah,
No,
like I
no.
know that OP doesn't love
on.
the hero necessarily. Is there any
Come on.
chance that Burning takes it there himself? Because Miracle has said that he thinks it's a counter in some ways. Do you try and switch up the lanes in that fashion and take OP in the safe lane? Like I know Burning's playing AM. There's no way it's not happening.
I
It's
am.
burning AM.
I'm
Alright,
not
I don't
saying
have
it's
this-
a bad thought, Lyrical. I'm saying that if you do that and it fails, you can have a lot of pissed off fans.
the crowd seems to be a bit more louder over Burning's AM than on Miracle's Invoker, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Let's be honest, fellas. When you come into this matchup, when you come into this series between these two teams, you want it to go to a game 3, and this is the matchup that you want to see: the classic Burning AM against the Miracle Invoker.
Reserve time.
This is hype as hell. God damn.
Radiant team.
Yeah, you honestly, you couldn't script it any better than this. So I do think that this is going to be a mid-hero. I still look at the Lina as just something that OP is super comfortable with. I know they've gone away from it since the nerfs.
10 seconds remaining.
And maybe you pick up the OD yourself here. I like OD. I like OD for their mid.
Remaining.
Like the thing you need is be able to have space makers for him.
They go back to the Lina. Okay, and this is just honestly, you're asking your mid player, what hero do you think you can win the lane on?
I was thinking about the Dazzle, but after that anti-mage pick, they might go for something more of a lockdown, more control.
5 seconds remaining.
You feel pressure to end the game early and go like a shaman? Mr. Rasta? Oh, damn.
My God.
GH, baby.
Well, it's on, guys.
I saw Pudge and Tusk from one North American team. Can't remember which one. Jimmy was on. Jimmy and who else was playing it? It didn't really end out well, and I don't like this duo roam support.
You
Pudge
don't.
and Tusk. I really don't
All
like
right.
it.
So you going with IG in our game 3 here?
Yeah.
It could punish the greedy safe laner and leaves Lina a little bit vulnerable as well. I like this Liquid draft. I'm as enthused as the crowd is about this game. and
You're betting against Burning's AM.
Yeah.
Think again.
You going with Liquid?
I'm gonna go with Liquid this game.
All right.
I'll stay with you. I like it. I like the roaming support. I like the rot snowball combo. You start rotting them up, run somebody down. It's beautiful. Beautiful, baby.
Man, guys, you're making it hard on me. I got to once again pick with my heart, not my head. I can't bet against a Miracle Invoker. Guys, you couldn't have asked for more. It is Emperor Burning AM against Miracle Invoker. Game 3, one more time over to our casters. Here are Lumi and Merlini.
Game 3 hype here.
Do you have some sort of anime reference for this?
Do I have anime reference?
Miracle Invoker versus Burning AM? Think hard, Illumi.
Think hard. I don't watch a lot of shonen animes. That's where like a lot of.
I don't even know what that word means.
Okay, well.
That's why I
I'm
asked
talking
you.
to a wall right now.
This is why I ask you to go through with it.
I don't know. Maybe like Naruto versus Sasuke.
I'll take your word for it.
That means nothing to you. I don't even watch Naruto. That means nothing to me. Say no to anime, boys and girls. But
As like 10 of these players have anime icons in their Steam profile.
at least the entirety of Team Liquid does. All right, we got IG smoked up here, and I believe they were scouted out by a Sunstrike by Miracle. But as our panelists have pointed out, a lot of players on their infamous, very famous heroes. Boboka also, one of the best Earth Spear players in China.
GH probably has the worst cosmetics of any professional player I know.
Doesn't even have Compendium, so.
He doesn't have a compendium. He doesn't have any Pudge cosmetics. No Dragon Call hook. No Ripper's wheel. No stash. No britches. No Dendy set.
He's better than 90% of other Pudge players, if not more.
He's the outlier in terms of showing off, being flashy.
Yeah.
Pay to win items.
So XSS, I want to point out that he does have a pro man shield and a set of Tango. He got punished very hard last game for going.
Nyx is way different though because he has the innate regen.
He does, but
Versus Nyx though, versus Pudge is awful.
Yeah, do you feel like maybe boots might be the way to go here? Like once they get on you, you are in a lot of trouble.
Possibly, but if you get boots, you can't jungle.
Okay, well,
probably not jungling anyways.
Kuro and GH.
Sup guys?
Everyone saying hi, and now it looks like this is where the real fight is. Burning selected Mana Break at 1. So that Iron Shell already doing a ton of damage.
Well, Mind Control's almost out of mana. I wonder if he's going to go up the hill and try and pop a Clarity, but nope, not going to happen. Mind Control is a little bit low on the HP regeneration. He has Force of Salve, but not that much regen left for him. Burning has not decided to use his Salve in the meantime. GH forcing OP perhaps to play a little bit more carefully.
Yeah, it's fine. Very well placed ward here. That's going to be the spot that Team Liquid has to come in from. And I say that the road's going to go through a GH.
Wow, but
Both the supports are going to just hit each other a little bit, I guess.
that roll actually connected.
Yeah.
Huh, impressive.
So, I mean, talk to me
Oh,
about,
but top lane XSS gets sharded, but will not die.
I guess, Poor Man Show helping out in that regard.
Yep, Pudge is
whoa,
not
whoa,
there.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's happening?
He does a taunt, dude. Remember?
Okay.
He taunts with the stones.
All right.
Look at those.
Is that worth? Now you don't have stones.
It's okay. Early game, you're not limited by stones.
All right. I mean, okay. XSS blocked in. Body blocker coming out as well. Turn around, Impale. Oh my god, the block's real here. He should be able to turn around Impale. Yeah, he's fine.
The Orb of Venom causing him a lot of trouble, though.
Actually, you know, if he had like any other thing apart from Poor Man's Shield, might have just straight up died there. So, sorry for ever doubting you, XSS.
Poor Man Shield is so good, man. Such value.
They should rename it to Pro Man Shield. I've been calling for it.
I call it Pro Man Shield.
Yeah. Only pros get it.
Only pros should get it.
Oh, mid lane OP just got rotted onto GH in position, but Miracle does not have any really good spell to support. I'm not sure whether he has Cold Snap or Sunstrike Invoke at the moment yet, but
He has Fort Spirit and Sunstrike.
okay. Roll coming in again, and this is something that our panelists touched on is can't. Oh, Boboka might be just be dead. The roll coming through, it's gonna hit Boboka. First blood will be given.
Well, I bet he wished he had. Actually, he had plenty of stones if he wanted to stun.
That was not a problem, Stones. The problem is he was slightly out of position.
Yep. Nice fake hook coming out from GH over there, and he is really good about roaming. I think GH is one of the best roamers there is. He is just wildly efficient in his movements and able to get levels where I pretty much never see him next to creeps.
Yeah. I think part of that is he's very good at making sure he gets to every single rune possible. So, as we say that, he does snack the top rune here away from IG.
Wow, no 1-1-1 from Burning. I guess the build might be a little bit different now that Ion Shell costs a lot more mana at level 1.
Right.
So,
I mean, given the fact that he was able to burn a big chunk of his mana to begin with anyways, I thought the 1-1-1 would have been fine here, but
value point and spell shield throw.
yeah, that's what I'm
level
saying.
1, you get more than levels 2 through 4.
I think he should have 1-1-1, is my point. Because I don't think
Are
he
you
needed...
questioning Burning?
You were questioning burning too, but don't flip this on me.
I'm just commenting on his 2-1-0 build
Yeah.
instead of 1-1-1.
I was
He
questioning...
is out of mana,
Yeah.
and he can't do anything.
There
you
you
don't
go.
need spell shield if you don't get Ion Shelled.
All right.
Burning
The
is
roll?
next level.
I think Mind Control
Yeah,
is
dude,
dead
don't
here.
doubt Burning, man. What have you done? What
There's
are you
no
doing?
doubt.
What are you
Nobody's
thinking?
doubting. Ben Wu, the biggest
You
bully
said
that
he
I know.
wanted. You said he should have gone 1-1-1.
You said he's surprised he didn't go 1-1-1.
I am surprised because that's what most people do. But
Me
Burning,
too.
Burning is not standard.
Burning is the living legend.
Well, that is an early ring of regeneration, and what is he going to pick up at 4? Burning still hasn't skilled up yet. He has 2-1-0 at level 4. He's going to hold off for more blink.
Oh, nice ice shards coming in here, and oh wow, they are on top of that Q. And Q is gonna
Oh,
be
those
dead.
creeps. Oh
Yeah.
my god, he
Wait.
just got blocked so
Lots
hard.
of damage, lots of slow gonna be there. Nice two-man stun burning, applying that damage output. Mind control should be going down here. One more, gonna be the kill. Curl, applying that iron shot. Nice body block from burning as well.
Dude, this level 2
OP's
mana
here.
break's owning.
OP could actually make a kill here on missing the LSA. Roll coming through. That's going to be a slow Dragon Slave on top. Kuro too deep for his own good right now. Will give up another kill. Top lane, XSS will get rotted down.
The thing about Bavoka is he was not very good at hitting his rolls earlier in this tournament, but this series, I think he's been
On point.
spot on
Yeah.
all of his rolls. And the Nyx versus Pudge matchup is super, super tough. I think GH should be predominantly concerned about taking down a Nyx and making sure that XSS gets no farm up on the top lane. Mid lane, it's fairly even. Miracle and OP sitting almost exactly the same in net worth, although Miracle has a ton more denies. So looking at the levels, it's almost level 6 versus level 5 and a 4th.
Do you think the Darkseer could keep going onto the bottom lane like this? It feels like...
Do you really want to give Safe Laner a free farm? With
I
all
mean,
the-
let me flip the question around. Is he actually pressuring Anti-Mage right now? Like, Iron Shout is doing some damage, but for the most part, I feel like Burning's dealing with it easily.
I don't think he's pressuring him, but he's not giving him absolute free farm, which I think is what you're mostly concerned about.
Okay. Oh, Team Liquid definitely is concerned with that. They've been sending gang parties to the bottom lane, but Burning is, unstopped.
So is Matoma Man. Matoma Man 33-16. Higher last assist than anyone else in the game right now.
Sure. And what build do you expect out of him this game? Are we going to see the Shadow Linken's build, or are we going to see a little bit more damage?
Lincoln's I don't think is that great here. I think you're mostly concerned about getting controlled by the Earth Spirit, which Lincoln's does nothing versus.
Right. OP going to get hooked. Nicely done here. Well, LSA not going to hit, and I believe OP is going to be dead for sure. The kick is going to help things out. The row picking him up. Boboka blocked by his own row, and now Kuro, nice route from GH Sunstrike. Well, I guess I was a zoner, but they do pick up the kill. Man, the Tusk shards, the Tusk rolls are so good here.
That was a nice pickup
Kuro.
on the Pudge
Yeah.
during that roll. And this
They're not
roaming
done.
duo is doing a lot of work in this early game excess and a little bit of trouble. There are some creeps. Jett is not an angle for Hook. I don't know if the
Throw
Hook
in, that's
will last
fine.
long
The
enough.
stun, the shard's going to be there. The spike has been already.
Oh, God.
Q ports in. That's a straight up feed here. The tower focusing on Matuma Man. I don't think he cares. Great 3-man kick here. Can Q make it out alive? I don't think so. And one more.
GH is destroying them.
Yeah.
Missed Hook right there, but still, this early game lead. 7 kills already in 7 minutes for Liquid.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what you expect when you pick this roaming duel. I mean, you should be worried if you don't get this kind of aggressive early start, right? If you're
Yep.
Team Liquid.
And Radiant only have Observer Wards on that bottom lane. There's only one trying to scout out for where Darkseer is, but Darkseer is nowhere close to there, and it's also on the bottom room. They have no eyes on the Pudge, which is a big problem, especially when there's 45 seconds left in nighttime and potential multiple smokes that could be coming out from Liquid. And Lina is the type of hero, if you get hooked, you're just dead.
You're
There's
dead, yeah.
nothing you can do.
I mean, earlier, even if they had a mid-ward, Pudge was smoked up. So he was going to get that kill regardless. But yeah, I agree with you. I think the warding from IG needs to be stepped up a bit.
They did place one on the
Q
north side.
going for that deny.
Woof. It's close.
Oh, still dead. Still dead. Ice Shard is available, and they could go for the Sunstrike if they want. No, just a couple of right-click. They will give Miracle the kill and deny the wards. Oh boy, this is...
That's rough.
Yeah.
Thing about the Pudge, maybe he is the...
I don't know if OP wants to do this. Kuro coming in from the back line, although now Kuro will get silenced, will get rode on. Laguna Blade is not available out of mana. That kick? Not sure about that one.
He puts him in a tower, but maybe he had plenty of stuns if he wanted to stun so that OP could follow up. He did have a Laguna available to him. And
He was out of mana, so
I think the Tusk Pudge combo is particularly good at dealing with the Twin Head.
yes.
The Jakiro has a lot of magic damage output, which Pudge just shrugs off. Also, you can't really do anything once he's up in your face rotting.
Yes. I mean, Q's best defense is dual breath from afar, but every time they see Q also is just dead. It's so easy to row and, bypass all of that. But the one good thing here happening well for IG is that Burning is having now relatively free farm.
Yeah, it's very difficult to kill him. Maybe if they they snowball him right before he blinks and chase him after, but that's a tall order.
I think you need level 6s on both your support. Like, if you have Tusk Punch into Dismember, I could see that kill happening, but without it, it's going to be really tough.
Q finally realizes that he has to play super defensively against this Pudge and Tusk combination.
Yep.
And they are just going to hold position at the tower.
Nyx Assassin did teleport in. I wonder if it gave away his positioning. Yeah,
Well,
I
he's
think
not
I've seen
in
him.
this, so that
I'm not sure
yeah.
what that TP is about then, because he's going to give up his tower for free up top.
Yep, Matuma Man is plinking away at it, but he is just a faceless void. He isn't really able to get too much damage up on that
Radiant's
tower.
top tower is under attack.
But it is slowly getting taken down. Lina heading over there to try and defend it. Glyph used. Matuma Man does have Chronosphere, so Sunstrike combination is ready. It is a level 5 Exort. That is monstrous amounts of damage.
Yeah. That just shows you that the Lina picks, it seems like, has not been able to pressure the Invoker to even think about.
That's because the Pudge has been
Yeah, yeah.
destroying them. GH this early game has all been about him.
Normally, if you're feeling some pressure, a couple more points in quas is necessary for the regen, but yeah, he's thinking about all offense. Letting Kuro now getting some experience mid.
And the thing about Pudge is he's also enabled by the Darkseer. Darkseer Ion Shell plus Rot, that is just so much magic damage.
And Surge, just letting him run
Yeah.
next to these heroes. Q in particular is going to have a lot of trouble.
And
dealing
now
with
they
it.
are going for what looks like a play on the Anti-Mage. So they
Chronosphere,
definitely
yeah.
need a Chronosphere. And is it going to be able to be cast from the fog? Faceless Void is going in for it, but this is going to be really tough,
Burning
especially...
knows. Yeah,
Yep.
he's out.
And he has Strength Treads on,
Good awareness here by.
and he's just out of there.
Yep.
That
in
was,
fact, he just poured top. He's like, good game, guys.
that
And
is
I'm
really
out.
smart by him.
Is under attack.
And now they are heading towards the mid lane. OP is on the
Scan,
left side.
The scan finds him. IG is aware of this rotation. They should walk up and left.
Radiant's bottom
That's
tower
exactly what they're
is
doing
under
right now.
attack.
IG playing really well.
And Anti-Mage gets even more free farm on top lane. He's
Yeah.
just one piece away from completing his Battle Fury. And look at the mid positioning too. Baboka and XS are right next to the tower, even if a Chronos
Jump.
work,
Chrono, that's the one. Kuro, they're going to Sunstrike on top as well. Kuro's going to Ice Shard for the kill. XSS thinking about popping out of Invis, but really nothing you can do.
Baboka.
I mean, is that kill even really worth it for all that rotation and all that time loss?
Might as well get a kill out of it.
I mean, if they get this tower, then definitely yes, but we'll see if Liquid will be able to do so.
GH taking some of the free farm up on top as he tries to get some of the experience. But Burning, maximizing efficiency.
Yeah, farming waves and camps at the same time.
And
Nope.
Boker's still uncontested though.
Yeah.
We thought that he'd be under a lot more pressure from the Lina. Lina, one of the strongest lane dominators in the mid lane.
Ice Shard onto G, or Q rather. Q digging deep in the trees, avoids. Okay, pretty good stuff here, juking one of that gank. Here comes Alina, and if they could connect this Impale, ooh, nice juke, okay. They should have a stun here, and a 4-man rotation of IG will claim a return kill.
Faceless Void heading towards the mid lane. They did pop an Observer Ward behind the mid T1 tower. So yeah, maybe the Chronosphere might not have been worth it for the Earth Spirit kill, but getting that ward down I think is extremely important. And are they going to be able to convert to this tower? I don't think Glyph is up for them.
Maybe a deny attempt here by XSS? No, he just runs past and call it a day.
Yep, he's scared about getting, I guess, jumped on by the Faceless Void, even though Chronosphere is still down for a little bit of time. So finally, GH is level 6, and he can start some smoke plays and try and limit Burning's farm.
Yep. So I want to ask you about Burning's itemization this game. Obviously, we're going to see the Treads and Battle Fury, but some players do make a pit stop at picking up the Vlads. Do you feel like the Vlads is very important against the Faceless Voice right-click this game, or do you think rushing towards the Manta is more important? Oh god, is this going to be a kill? Sunstrike time! Nice juke here by Burning.
Still very close. That Cold Snap is going to be pretty problematic for him. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what you do pick up here as the anti-mage. I think you just do get Battle Fury and then see how the game goes.
Okay.
Like, if you have to power farm, you don't really want to get fighting items. It depends on how often you can do the Ancients too. Like, if Alina's quite limited and can't do
Sure.
Ancients herself, then you probably need a little bit more sustain with the Vlads. So still to be determined. And obviously, if your teammates stack up for you because you are playing defensively, you also need that extra little bit of sustain.
IG under quite a bit of pressure here from this Team Liquid draft. The roll moving forward. There is a Dismember into a Sunstrike and a hook. Whoa, kicking him away, rolling through. Nice block by Kuro, but is he actually going to make it out here? No, the Tusk Punch. Seal the deal.
He did miss the Sunstrike, but not that big a deal. Liquid claiming objectives around the map, claiming kills around the map, out-farming all of IG, and it looks like Anti-Mage is gonna be the only problem in the near future who can easily be executed, I would say, by a Sunstrike combo with Chrono. And Hook, that's a lot of pure damage.
I feel like this is one of those games where Burning can never get caught. In fact, don't think he should show up to any fight. Just focus on the farm and try to grad late. Because if he does show up for the fight, it's going to be, like you said, lots of ways to actually lock him down and kill him. Oh, Chronosphere is going to find him. And the Sunstrike, this one is going to be on point. Matumba Man will give the kill to Miracle, giving him experience and gold.
Look at these wards down by Liquid. They're just everywhere. Pudge is hunting people down. Chronosphere into Sunstrike kills is super easy, and all the meanwhile, Miracle is just farming up. his neutrals. So XSS has been very quiet this game. 0 kills on him, only 1 assist, and hasn't been able to find that much. They miss the roll.
Oh, there's a defensive hook coming out. Matamba Man, in fact, it joins back into the river. And Magnetize still going off. And that should be the kill. GH coming forward, maybe looking for yet another hook. Q is in position as well. Q barely dodging the hook.
That was a great hook by GH to help out Matamba Man over there. I mean, it's in between that and the roll, the snowball coming out from the Tusk, it's going to be very hard for them to kill Faceless Void. And on top of that, he has a ton of HP. Even in Agi Treads, he's sitting at 1400 HP. He did go for the 8 strength talent at level 10.
For Tusk. Or for Pudge.
For Faceless Void.
Faceless Void.
Yeah,
Okay.
he has a lot of HP.
Sorry, I can't see the talents over here, so you
Yeah.
gotta radio that one to me.
I think it's fine that he did go for the strength talent because he is versus Alina. You're just worried about dying to the Laguna
Sure.
Blade.
And
And, of course, the Nyx Assassin.
It feels like if he doesn't die in the beginning, he will be able to jump off all that damage. And of course, he is going to be the primary control tool against the anti-mage. So
Yeah, what does Anti-Mage build here to not get destroyed?
is it what you build or how you play? Because if he never comes to the fight, then he, will not get destroyed.
They can try and search him out, though, with, like, let's say a Blink or a Shadow Blade on the Faceless Void at some point
Sure.
to just solo Chronosphere him. And they'll be okay with that because if Anti-Mage is never fighting, IG are going to be taking fights like once every few minutes or so at best, in which case you can expend Chronosphere on solo kills.
Shadow Blade here on OP will dodge away. Matumba Man,
Uh-oh.
Miss LSA, Yule Scepter afterwards. Kind of an awkward engagement. They will blow up Mind Control, I believe, and OK jumps right back into Aishar. LSA to connect through his jump on cooldown. He does have the Chronosphere ready, but Matumba Man needs to jump away. Bubblegum tracking him. The roll gonna be on top. He might need to drop that Chrono defensively. No, he's gonna get silenced. Defensive hook back out, and no, Magnetize towards the last clip of that damage, and now OP moving forward has Yule's on cooldown. If he sees Kuro, should be able to pick him up in the air. Yule Scepter connects. LSA should follow as well. No snowball play whatsoever, and Bobuka helps his team to pick up the kill.
Oof, that invisibility rune for IG.
Oh,
working
sorry,
wonders for
I
their-
thought he had Shadow Blade, but obviously too early for that.
Yeah, he had the
Yeah,
invis rune,
invis
and
rune, yep.
they just did not respect the amount of control. They have a ton of Sunlog, and this is before Ice Path is even max leveled on Jakiro.
Yes.
And maybe even a Mantis style would be a good consideration for the Faceless Void so that he can't escape this Faceless Void, or sorry, this Earth Spirit control that was his doom. Even dispelling the Magnetize, good for him.
I think he was actually surprised by the early level of Ice Path. It's not something you see too often. Like most Jakiros in this tournament has been maxing Dual Breath and Liquid Fire. And I think the big problem is he jumped into the Ice Path. So that was his escape tool, that was his HP gain, and he took damage on top of the Macro Pyre. Despite all of that, they barely killed the Void. So I think moving forward, Liquid should be fine if they play a little bit more carefully.
Well, Faceless Void setting up for a Chronosphere as they smoke into the mid lane, but IG's positioning has been very good. There is the potential for Boboka to stop the Chronosphere before it comes out if he's very quick with his geomagnetic grip. But that is very tough to do, and only if you expect him to actually come.
Smoke breaks immediately here. Vision's gonna be there. Okay, silence on top. Here comes the Void though on the backline. The kick will slow him down. I think they have to lose the Nyx Assassin. Sunstrike gets the kill. OP walks away here. Oh, looks like Jakiro got caught on top half of as well. Q in the trees, and he's dead.
2 free kills for them. And you mentioned that Burning should just farm, and that is exactly what he was doing right now.
Yep. Looks like he's going for Manta as well, skipping Zavlad for now at least.
They can fight. There is no Chronosphere up, and Nyx Assassin can TP back from the Shrine. Looks like GH is waiting for it, though, with the Ion Shell right on top of the Shrine, just in case they do go for a wraparound play. And they all retreat. They have the Vlads up on the Faceless Void, so they can start on Roche if they want to, which I think is very important to take away from the Anti-Mage, as well as just give to either Invoker or Faceless Void.
Yeah, but that means Anti-Mage is now going to start pressuring towers. Supports are coming into the tier 2. Stirs up Pudge. I'm not sure if he could make any play here.
Doesn't look like it. There is already a 4-step on a GH, so can save
Matumba
someone
Man
from
has the
getting stuck.
Chronosphere. Will drop it on the Lina. Any type of save. The kick is going to be there. Sunstrike doing a lot of damage. Rolling through the fire. Now onto Q. Q might be dying for yet one more time this game. XSS, Invis up, trying to make anything happen, but with his two friends dead, can't really combo.
This game is not even close at the moment. They still just need to buy more time for an anti-mage to get big and slaughter Team Liquid. There is still high potential from IG, I would say, for like a big mana void, especially on large mana pool targets like the Darkseer and the Invoker. So if they wait for the perfect timing, maybe they can strike back. But right now, they have little fight left in them.
Yep. Oh, the pick. Well, you don't rarely see this, but Burning was caught. That's a lot of time.
He just has max exort right now plus a scepter. So his Sunstrike does 530 damage, which is a good chunk of anti-mage's HP.
Matumba Man goes for the Shadow Blade, like you mentioned.
Yeah,
so the picks on the anti-mage is available.
They realize that he's really the only problem here.
Yeah.
Anyone else can just be easily demolished in a normal team fight. So yeah, with the Shadow Blade, anti-mage, you can't really itemize against it. You just have to play way differently, and that's going to limit his farm a lot if he has to live in constant fear of the Chronosphere.
Well, in fact, IG now smokes up. Chronosphere is momentarily down.
They need this fight.
XSS, smoke will break. He knows someone is up on the higher ground. It's the target that they want. Impale Silence. They're going to start everything off. Do they have detection? That's the question. It doesn't matter. The defensive hook's going to be there, and now it's going to Kuro. Goes right in it. Regardless, though, the gank is dodged.
Another
Nobody
great
dies.
hook by GH.
Yeah.
He's just in the right place at the right time to save his boy Matumba Man. And that, after that gank failed on IG, I don't know what they do. Probably go for another smoke, maybe YOLO Roche.
No, Chrono's back up. They could have only made that play because Chrono's down.
Yep.
And now Matumba Man picks up a DD. How good are the IG senses? Can they dodge this one?
OP looks like he is.
Okay, good stuff. I mean, Q's gonna tank the gang, I suppose, but...
That's a very fast godlike. 22 minutes.
Oh, the row on OP. OP gotta walk himself. The shard's missing. Rare mistake. And the Yule Scepter was not there against Matumba Man. Matumba gets the kill. Okay.
Well, he does end up stunning Matumba Man.
There's
They don't
no
have
detection.
They have the sentry on top of the cliff, but that's not going to be enough. Matumba Man
Solo
with the
kill?
TD.
Okay. He might have actually overstayed as well. Mana Void is available here. Magnetize as well. Rocks could be dropped. Rocks are extending the combo. Impale on the back line. Yeah, that's going to be a kill for Burning. Maybe they could kill Burning, though. They actually roast GH away from the Ice Shard. GH trying to suicide himself. Not going to be there. Kuro now under the fire will give another kill to Burning. These are not the type of fights that Liquid wants to take. Mind control also there. Vacuum Tornado, Meteor, Sunstrike, everything from Miracle. My goodness, what a combo. Burning still hanging around. Mana Void, I think he has, no, Mana Void on cooldown already, but they're landing the LSA. They're going to focus on Miracle. Miracle goes down. Mind control tries to take down Burning. They got the spike on him. LSA to extend the stun. OP turns the fight around. Huge comeback here from IG. All of Liquid dies. And all of a sudden, we got ourselves a game here for IG.
Just going one by one, and Faceless Void was out of mana for almost that entire fight. After that blink up by, or that play by Burning just to set his Manta illusions on him actually went a long way into ensuring that IG won that fight right there.
Yep.
They had to stick around and all help out the Faceless Void because they were worried that he wasn't going to be able to survive with no time walk. And I
mean,
don't think he had any stick charges either.
The thing for that fight was Matumba Man could have chose to run away, right? He was Shadow Bladed up, but he went for the solo kill, and that ultimately started a team fight for Team Liquid.
Yeah, that is definitely not what you want to be doing right now. That was a maybe 7,000 gold lead, now chopped down to 3,000. They could have easily just taken Roche and threatened with their better team fight, but now Burning didn't die and has 3,600
it might
gold.
get dismember here. Manta Sao use jumps away. GH needs to land the hook of his life here. Matumba Man jokes forward. Chronosphere straight up. Maybe could hook him out. Hook will connect. Dismember. Not going to be in time. Burning jumps away. Lina elsewhere has died. And Burning will continue to blink away from a big gank. Wait. Whoosh. Oh my lord.
Dude, XSS tried to stop that from him.
Yeah, dude, this is you throw your life for the Emperor, man.
Another thing about the last fight was that I think he had dismembered the anti-mage, but as you mentioned, he pulled him into the snowball, and that stopped his ultimate, wasted his ultimate, and also put him super deep into the T2 tower. As you scan, they know that someone's up there, and they are going to waste some time.
Yep.
He force staffs over there, and there is nobody there.
And the pacing of the game now here for Anti-Mage is exactly what he wants. Like, make the game a big wild goose chase, run across the map to essentially do nothing. And if Burning could keep successfully avoiding these ganks, he is eventually going to take over this game. IG will continue to buy time. Smoke gank here from IG.
And the Shadow Blade coming out from Matumba Man has turned out not to be a great choice for him because he did end up dying after that, and it doesn't help him farm that well. It's just really good at killing the Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage is almost double his net worth now.
Runs into Kuro, blinks silence into a Sun defensive hook again! GH with the saves here, and now Burning goes right into it. I don't know if he wants to actually fight this anymore.
And Miracle is able to pick off Q on the bottom lane, and T3 is going to be threatened, and they need to get out of here.
Yeah. Blink away to the south side. GH now could actually look for a hook. Tornado not going to clip anybody. That should be it. I say that though. GH force that forward with a hook. Kick OP away, silence. Boboka rolls away. Matumba Man will block it off. They will have the successful retreat of everybody. Boboka making the heroic plays here.
What a team player.
Jeez.
He's so selfless, it's ridiculous. I think their whole entire team is though. OP, Alphin, Bloodstoning, Burning, XSS with a blink carapace to try and stop the hook.
Right.
That play from Boboka.
Straight heart here from Burning. Is this the play? Is this the item?
Straight heart is the best against mass pure damage, which it's not mass pure damage, but it's still a lot.
Yep.
Sunstrike, hook, and then he's going to be taking a lot of Ion Shell because Faceless Void is almost always going to have it. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get away with it. There is a Sentry Ward park right on top. They know exactly where XSS is.
Blinks in, Impale, hits on 3. Spike's going to be good. They put the Macro Power as well as the Ice Path. Chronosphere waiting. Chronosphere, they hook OP back out. That's 2 dead. XSS is under the fire. He's actually pushed around in the shard. Now Roshan going on to him on the back line. Burning blinks in, but he's currently disarmed right now. They lose 3 pretty much immediately. GH finds the right hook here. Burning blinks away again. 3 dead. And the rest of Liquid can just go back for the Roche. Essentially picks up for free.
Nice attempt by them, but they didn't have the Earth Spirit there to back them up. They were going in 4v5. I don't even think Anti-Mage was close to that fight. And there's very little chance that they get a big Mana Void because there is a Lincoln Sphere already up on the Invoker.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, wait.
there was not much upside for them in that fight.
Had had Earth Spirit been able to go in with the Magnetize at the same time as XSS, that could have been a different fight, but...
Yep. But at this moment, Liquid probably wishing that they had done this before embarking on that wild goo chase on the left side.
Alright, there's a lot of juking back and forth from both sides here.
I think so much of this game is on XSS. Burning is... He's only an anti-mage. There's only so much you can do as an anti-mage. They need to be able to set up into big stuns, multiple man combos from the side of IG if they want to pull through. Liquid in a very commanding lead right now, possessing the Aegis on the Invoker, as well as just far superior teamfight potential with Chronosphere guaranteeing 1, if not 2 or 3 kills in every single team fight.
I mean, XSS got the item to make those kind of plays. The Blink Dagger is online, and he's been using it well. Blink Impale forward here. This is a... Oh, again, GH. He's always at the right place at the right time. Ice Path will not clip Burning. Now Blinks on the high ground. Finds Curl. The Blink stun is going to be on top of Burning, but great silence here on the back line. They want to move forward for Miracle. Meanwhile, on the right side here, OP gets stun locked. Oh, what a huge Mana Void! Everybody back to low HP. I think Burning needs to escape from this fight. He does.
There is Chronosphere cooling down in just 7 seconds time. They need to be careful.
Kuro is going to get picked off on the back line. Blink Impale, they find him again, but like you said, Chrono's back up soon. Gotta be careful. Jump forward. Chrono finds 2. Do they have the damage? Yes, Meteor is going to be on top. They see Burning. They're going to push him back. Dismember on top of Burning as well, but he's got heart. He's so tanky. Boboka with a 2-man stun on the back line. Burning now sees GH. Who does he want? He's going to want nobody. He blinks away. This is not his fight. Meanwhile, Boboka is going to get hooked. What a player, GH.
Damn, is he good with those
Defensive
hooks?
hook, offensive hook. He's got it all.
Wow, he is making Pudge look as broken as he was just a few patches ago. My God, he is just perfect with these hooks. It's incredible.
Are you surprised, though, by the fact that IG came out of that fight? I mean, they lost the fight, no doubt about that, but honestly, I was expecting some sort of 5-0 wipe, that kind of situation.
They found the perfect timing before Chronosphere was up.
Right.
And then by the time Chronosphere was up, the majority of the fight had already happened, and Liquid had very few spells left in their arsenal. Also, the Chronosphere was inside a Macropyre.
Right.
And you have a lot of melee heroes on the side of Team Liquid, 4 of them, and they had a little bit of difficulty navigating that Chronosphere in order to slay the IG heroes. So Kuro found...
Yeah, they know he's here. They drop the combo on XSS. The spikes actually push him out. He might survive this disarm, preventing that spike attack here. Matumba Man on the backline. OP again caught out of position. LSA not going to hit on Matumba Man. Matumba Man just going for the right click. On the backline, looks like OP did die. The hook almost clipping Burning. Oh, they are still on the hunt, though.
Wow, that would have been so disastrous had they been able to connect the hook. And the Faceless Void is incredibly good against Earth Spirit. He's just, oh, he gets Tornado on the top. Looks like Baboka is going to die.
Yep. And this is all just building bank for Team Liquid.
Miracle going off yet again.
Yeah.
15-1. My God.
I mean, it's easy to say that Burning Anti-Mage will carry, but can you carry against this odd? Because this is... I think this is too much.
Burning against the world.
Yeah.
Again.
As always, when he's on the Anti-Mage at least.
It is looking grim for sure.
Yeah.
I think Miracle is going to be able to take control of this game very soon. They kind of already have.
I think he has already taken control of this game.
Yep.
And I can't help but feel that, you know, the change to neutral creeps this patch, the 20 experience less of gold and experience is hurting, well, Burning's comeback.
Well, at this point, they're not that much weaker. It's been a sufficient amount of time, I think, that they're relatively close, and you'd prefer to have the 1 minute spawn.
Sure.
But it's just everyone else is so weak. What has Lina done this game? Didn't shut down the Invoker.
Well, every time he's died, the Bloodstone has been healing people. There's that, right?
Wow. Amazing. He's healing 500. He probably has most heal in the game.
There you go.
Sick. That's what you're going for as Lina.
Best healer in the game.
Too bad she doesn't have respawn time anymore, else she'd be able to heal even more.
Yeah.
Theoretically, she should be okay versus Void, because you have a lot of burst to kill him before he can time walk, and you have tons of range, so you can potentially attack him inside when he's inside the Chronosphere.
Yeah, the
from very
problem
far
for
away.
him is that he's just always in a very compromised position. And
Yep.
something that I think we saw in Game 1 when he was playing Ember Spirit out in No Man's Land.
And the Tusk Pudge are just...
Right. Again, it's a very hard
Nemesis.
game to play a hero without a natural escape. So, kind of like Tinker's early game last game for Miracle. It was tough for him too. But
Miracle already reaching 5-slot status with his completed Octarine core. This is absurdly early to have this sort of farm on an Invoker. And I just can't help but wonder how IG are going to fend this Liquid off.
I mean, if you could break his Lincolns, he is one mana void away from death, right? If
They
Burning
can just
help it.
buy time for Roche if they really want to, and with the Shadow Blade that was picked up on Matumba Man a long time
Oh,
ago,
Burning.
Burning can't farm well.
Pinned in right now, cannot escape this little chokehold, and he needs to get out there, start pushing out the wave. Especially speaking of getting out there, Nyx Assassin is really far out. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing, but
I will say that Burning has done a great job of not dying. He's
Yep.
only died one time this game, and he is the prime target to get Chronosphere and just everything dumped on
he
him.
might die here now. Hook. GH. Can he get the buy off? No, he's fine, he's fine.
Wow, Matumba Man was really close to getting that Chronosphere off.
Yep.
Almost cursed him. Almost.
Burning, he has a heart finish, and I believe he has an Eagle Song, purchase as well.
He almost has his Butterfly. He can sell his too small.
Look at this item. Can you click on Invoker real fast? Octarine, Blink,
Yeah.
Lincolns,
Midas,
Midas, bots, clams, oysters, tacos, everything. He's got them all. All right, XSS still scouting away. Sees Miracle. Is there any kill opportunity? No, he's got Lincolns. I don't
You
think
need like 4 heroes here, I think, to kill him.
Yeah.
And even then, I don't even know if you get the kill. If there's a hook, it's GG.
It's GG. And GH apparently always has the hook.
Yep. Wow, he has BKB. Oh my god, that's terrifying. GH is a monster right now. He can just run at people, ion shell.
He's been doing
plus
just that.
rot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, and he has 3,000 HP. That he is incredibly difficult to kill. He also went for the strength and the armor talent, so he's full tank mode. His net worth is not that high, but his tankiness is probably amongst the highest in the game, probably second to Anti-Mage.
Yep. Well, Butterfly's now online.
Yeah, he can finally start dishing out some damage.
I think we're starting to get somewhere, and now we're one basher away from Anti-Mage having the ability to take over this game, don't you think?
Dire's top
Potentially.
tower is under attack.
Potentially.
I mean, you blink on Invoker, stun, because you're burning. That happens. It bashes.
They have hook.
Oh, that is kill.
Ooh, AoE.
Yeah, interesting here. I guess you don't want to be having a lot of tornado flying around, especially comboing with the Chronosphere. Not exactly a combo.
Yeah, the AoE blast is certainly good at dealing with the anti-mage illusions. It's just sometimes you worry about like straight damage when it comes to Nyx has a stun, and I mean at this point it is kind of going to hit everybody. You can just blink in the middle,
Right.
and no one has BKBs on the side of IG, which is very problematic. No
So-
BKBs even being built.
It seems like Liquid is somewhat hesitant to go up on the high ground. Well, we'll talk about that after this, because maybe with the Roche, it changes here.
Yeah, their high ground is not amazingly great. Faceless Void he doesn't have that much damage right now.
Yeah.
Aside from the DD, and Invoker is just such a high priority hero that you don't necessarily want him hitting the tower. But don't think that IG are going to be able to fight this Roche with
No.
the DD. It's just being taken down way too fast.
Every time the Liquid goes into the pit, they always make sure they have perfect vision around the fight, and they do have it here as well. Whereas IG, well, they have very little of it. They will have to back off. Burning.
Time to split push.
Yep. Go to the bottom lane.
Oh, that was a nice guess.
Did I have a gem on GH or?
They do have a gem, and it is on mind control
Okay.
at the moment. So, cinching the noose. Nowhere left for him to farm carefully. He has to worry about hooks, has to
Can
worry
they-
about having no vision.
Can they pick Miracle? Blink stun. They see him TPing. The blink stun's gonna be there. Silence, kick, everything's gonna be on top. They're looking for a kill. That's a kill. 100-second bot, because you know Team Liquid will not be pushing without Miracle.
Wow, having that observer ward up there, oh my god, that was such a crucial moment for them. I actually can't believe that they have an observer ward right there of all places. It's
Yep.
been there for a long time. It's been up there for like 5 minutes.
I mean, these kind of observer ward really helps the anti-mage split push, right? He gets so much more information. And in fact, Burning is actually hitting the tier 2 despite the fact that it's Team Liquid that's having the advantage of the Roshan.
That's going to be like a 5,000 net worth swing just
Yeah,
on that
they're
one
going
kill.
high ground right now. Now, I'm not sure how much they're going to commit to this high ground, but they're going to hit the tier 3 a little bit at the very least. I'm
Burning
not
is-
sure whether they can kill Burning without the Sunstrike and the
I
Meteor.
don't think they can.
Yeah.
He doesn't have buyback. This might just be a free set
Burning
of
says,
Rex.
dude, I'm going to just hit your building. Come chrono me. GH comes in on the back line. XSS sees everything. Okay, BKB bites the Nyx assassin. Burning, does he want to fight this? XSS will be going down. Burning blinks on the back line here. Finds the defensive hook. Not going to be there. Oh, what a force up. But he's still out of the base. Mana Void not big enough to actually get a kill on everybody. Matumba Man jumps back into the base as well. 32 seconds to the Invoker. Burning losing a bit of mana due to his own illusion. And of course,
Chronosphere is still up.
yep, they have buyback also. Could be a buyback. Chronosphere hits. No buyback coming out just yet. GH started rotting away, and now Bite to continue, but the Ice Path is going to be there. Rolling back in as well. Burning, very healthy. Out of mana is Matumba Man. He does. Oh, he has a Mana Void. Cooldown already backing back in. 2 seconds back here for the Void. The Aegis will be triggered. Burning, still looking for a little bit more. Being very annoying with the Frozen Sigil. Q will pour it out. Blink away here from Burning. And what a tremendous victory here within the Dire base. Shrines are open. Burning will take it.
That was a great hold by Liquid. They really only used Chronosphere, and they didn't lose anyone. Excellent Force Staff usage and kiting all around. I think the Surge use coming out from Mind Control has been excellent this game.
Miracle on the hunt here. Finds OP. OP has the defensive Yules. We'll use it right now. But I think, yeah, that is all she wrote.
Easy heal.
Yep. But they're all porting in. Easy. XSS. Oh, they see Miracle. They could kill him again. Impale will hit here. Burning's here. Burning does no. The block on the hook. BKB on Miracle. The Ice Path locking him down. Burning could blink 4 again. No, he just wants the Pudge. But Pudge also has BKB. Burning still within the fire. And now he blinks away. There's a bite on the Nyx Assassin. Nyx Assassin will, okay, Impale onto Miracle. They put that Macro Pyre on Miracle as well. He's taking a ton of that damage. Where has the Anti-Mage gone? He's gone away from the fight. And what a turn this game has been. IG throws away what small tempo advantage they had, and now they have to make a base defense with just the Anti-Mage.
Like, of course GH is there. Of course the Pudge is right there for everything. There to kill OP, and then there
Well, here's the thing.
to save everyone.
They know the Pudge was there. The Pudge bit the Lina. Despite of that, they chose to take that fight. Maybe that was the mistake there.
Well, they still have a little bit of time. Luckily for them, no one is really high level except for Anti-Mage, so they're all going to be up in 20 seconds, which is about the same time that Liquid are going to be able to threaten high ground again. Keep in mind they have no Aegis anymore on Matama Man, and looks like Anti-Mage could he does not have a TP scroll.
He's in.
He is in, dude.
He's in for that base push. OP trying to do what he can to delay this.
Burning.
Oh, they're all back. They're not going to punish that. The fact that Burning's taking Raxes. Look at the bottom. Chinese observer, please. Okay, he blinks away, forces multiple TP, and now on the back line, Pudge, TP gets canceled. He gets caught out here. Chronosphere does find 2. Silence. The kick the Macro Pyre, just killing the Pudge very slowly. Anti-Mage now going back to take Raxes. He is disarmed by Miracle on the front line, though the rest of the team having a lot of trouble. Liquid on the run from this fight. Anti-Mage back in again. He's bitten up. He lost all his mana. He can't blink. He takes down the melee racks. I think Burning needs to actually use a buyback, which he does have. He's going to buy back right now. Can his team keep anybody back here? No. All right, so the end of the day, it was a buyback for Anti-Mage for a set of, or just a melee racks. I think if IG can just not die for the next 8 minutes, that's a good trade, but
Liquid aren't going to let that happen.
Liquid is going to force something here.
Very good hold, I would say, overall, because they were in a very compromised position, all trying to retreat and defend at the same time, and you have all these stuns by IG. If they manage to cancel their TPs, that could potentially be like 2-3 sets of racks. Actually, only 2, because there's still a T2 up on top. IG would probably get wiped, but the structural damage would probably be worth it for IG, considering the big hole that they're in. And the hole is about 15,000 gold to be exact.
What do you think about the decision for Burning to go for that push? Because I think he could have made it back for the defense if he wanted to. Like, he clearly went down mid knowing that this is kind of how it play out.
Yeah, I think once you're pushing the T2 in mid and you don't have a TP score, you kind of just have to go for it.
No, I think he knew that he didn't have TP before that, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't look at the situation like, oh, I don't have TP. This is Burning we're talking about.
I guess he could have potentially like started blinking back from the T2 tower, but probably just thinking that I think he trusted in his team to be able to take the fight or at least cancel TPs to the point where he'd be able to take the racks and incur minimal losses on IG side. However, the losses were probably slightly greater than expected, but also the reward of the melee racks is highly coveted.
Well, they will scan inside the base. They are correct in assuming that there is somebody there. There is a refresher on the Invoker, and with the good Chronosphere, it could be all dead.
Yeah, double combo on him. Even I think the EMP is actually the biggest deal. Yeah, because Burning without menace.
They see Burning. They gotta hook. Ooh, GH misses one of the most key hook of the game.
Wow.
That was the easiest one too.
Well, he stutter stepped. He thought he was going forward and then he stopped.
Oh my goodness, Liquid will have to back off here. I believe XSS is gonna sign McCourier here. Is that it? Bang.
Dyer's turret has been killed.
Burning is going up to the top lane, and Matama Man still has not been able to catch Burning at all. Burning has been super careful with the way that he has been playing and just constantly eluding Liquid's grasp.
Yeah, Burning has not even been in the same area code as Matamba Man. He is so good at just avoiding.
Roshan not up for bare minimum of 45 seconds, and Liquid are starting to have to deal with the lane pressure. There is an early BOTs up on Anti-Mage, so we won't be stuck in the same situation. There's also BOTs up on OP on the Lina. So on the side of Liquid, you only have the Invoker who can match that.
Keep in mind the shrines are available to Burning whenever he wants to take it, and ideally he will like to take the top shrine out of the map before the next Rosh.
Yep.
maybe with his Manta illusions or whatnot.
But he's just so scared.
yeah,
as he
obviously,
should be.
yeah. If he dies, the game's over.
Yep.
He's definitely not getting. Can you check the buyback cooldown on Burning? How
It
long
is
has it been?
currently 4 minutes 43 seconds left.
Okay, so about 4 minutes have gone by.
I think you take the Mana Void cooldown. He has taken the Mana Void cooldown.
Yeah, he was able to fire off 2 in that last team fight. And like you mentioned earlier in the game, that both Mind Control and the Invoker have big mana pools.
So time to give Invoker the Aegis, maybe? I'm not sure.
He's out of slots, right?
Yeah, but it's Aegis.
It's Aegis.
It's Aegis. He doesn't have buyback.
All right. Sure.
Well, Q is threatening on the right side. He is not very scared about dying.
Sunstrike. I'm not exactly sure where it flew off to.
Flew off to Roche,
Okay.
just in case he thought that IG were trying to sneak it themselves. And now Q is pushing up, very
Yeah.
close.
I really like what IG is doing right now. Like, they understand they cannot expose the anti-mage to do split push, so they send like much less valuable targets like the Jakiro and even the Nyx to just
You guys are just cannon fodder.
I mean, they're the one that have buyback available as well. So
Burning and the rest of IG are going to have a trying 3 minutes ahead of them as they wait for this buyback to cool down. Even if he did have buyback up, he still doesn't have gold for it.
Dire's bottom
True.
barracks are under attack.
well, again, how good is Liquid's high ground? It will be put to the test. Matumba Man needs to hit like 2-3 people with this chrono, guaranteed.
He doesn't hit very hard right now, but the thing
It's
about
not
it-
him, it's Invoker, right? With the
Well,
refresher.
he has Alacrity. He can get Alacrity on him, and he can pick up a DD rune. And getting a DD rune is much easier now after the
Sure.
double rune spawn. So it's not that bad, I would say, if you can rely on that. I don't know if that's something you want to rely on, but perhaps.
Anti-mage, quite close to the enemy team. Oh, there's a Blink Dagger on the Tusk. So that could be the mini stun that they're looking for, the Blink Punch to start things off against the anti-mage.
Would be nice. Also cancels BKB TPs if it gets to that point in the game.
Right.
I guess that with that they have a lot of ways to deal with BKB TP. Probably not the best item for any of IG to get right now, but you're dealing with it Invoker with Refresher, which just screams magic immunity. It's got to YOLO it, man.
Yeah, I think YOLOing is. I mean, this whole game for Burning has been a big YOLO, right? Like, he's constantly there. The courier, snipe.
Dire's courier has been
Again.
killed.
Just stalling.
Yeah.
Dire's
0
top
and
tower is
10.
under attack.
Huge game impact.
on the Nyx assassin.
Yeah.
But sniping couriers and delaying for Burning's buyback. It's all in for Burning, man.
Ooh, is he going to be able to TP out Burning? Please. Don't do me like this.
Oh my god.
Oh, gee. Oh.
Dire's top tower
That
is
was
under
too
attack.
close.
Too close. Tier 3's under siege a little bit here.
Okay, so buyback's 1 minute and a half.
All
so
right.
that's
And he's
pretty
got
much
the
good
gold
enough.
to buy back as well.
Yep.
So he's good.
How has he avoided death for so long?
I mean, this is what makes him the best anti-mage player of all time. Undisputed, right?
I think so. He's just so good at reading where the opponents are going. It's still astounding to me how he's only died 2 times this game, and he managed to sneak down a rack when they're at 15,000 gold behind.
I think it's really like less impressive that we're looking at from like global perspective. If you look at from his perspective, where half the map is blind and he's still avoiding these ganks, that's crazy. All right, high ground. Here we go. Liquid needs to force something. Buyback is coming off cooldown, so they are trying to make the play Q. Okay, Chrono finds 2. Are we going to see the combo? Meteor, number 1 drops down. They're going to blow up pretty much everybody's in there. Buyback will come from the Nyx Assassin. Tier 3 in trouble. Burning nowhere near his own base. He is committing to the rat. Trading racks is going to be his plan. Blinks on top, but yeah, I'm not sure if he's going to do it quickly enough. His team is making the base defense. Q letting that macro power go. Looks like Q will go down as well, but they are going to take, I believe, at least a melee racks. Glyph has been popped against Burning. Melee racks will go down. The question is, can Liquid just get ahead on that rack situation? Burning, is he blinking bottom? He's blinking top. He's looking to take another set of racks. TP back from the Pudge will ward Burning away. Burning needs to get back to the base here. Burning going for the kill. No bite mana on GH. Pops a mana void. He's wasting Burning's time. Burning, oh, pops the cheese. Now bites Burning. Burning cannot get back to the base. Burning needs to get out there and defend the base. Tier 4s are under siege. Where has Burning gone? Burning is running a merry-go-round in the base. He needs a TP back right now. Burning, is he teleporting? He's still not. Finally, he ports away. Tier 4 is under siege, and now the rest of IG will start playing. Nice silence, the kick, the vacuum, everything on XSS. Double force staff, pushing it back. The shards is gonna block XSS out. Burning in the fight though, looking to assassinate people, but the Deafening Blast, he's out of mana as well. Burning is out of mana. Double meteor, Deafening Blast, everybody on top of Burning. Burning has died. He has no gold, no cooldown for the buyback. This game is over. Liquid has broken the Emperor's back.
Miracle going off with 24 kills. Excellent play. I would say GH definitely MVP that game. Oh my god, his defensive hooks, his early game just absolutely crushing IG, and Liquid will advance to another Star Series Grand Finals.
I don't want to take anything away from Burning. That was a spectacular anti-mage performance. There were moments that we were thinking, man, maybe.
To be able to keep that close
Yeah.
with that sort of disadvantage is impressive, to say the least.
And it's not just Burning, right? Because Burning is constantly out of the map, believing that his teammate could make the hole, right? If his teammates cannot make the hole, he cannot make the play that he did. So I think it's both sides.
I know you questioned, like, why didn't they first pick the Magnus? And ideally, Magnus would have been way better than Ixassassin in that game, especially given the way the game was going, but it didn't shape up to be that great of an anti-mage game until later on in the draft.
Right.
So things weren't so easy for IG in this. Liquid showing very good flexibility in their draft. You don't have to rely on, the bristleback or whatever it is in the offlane. They don't have to rely on ratting.
Yeah. Well, Burning and his anti-mage, as well as the rest of IG, will bow out to Team Liquid in a 2-1 performance. Team Liquid, like you said, will move on to the grand final. Coming up next, we got TNC versus Newbie. But before we get to that, let's send it back to the panel and let's see what they thought of this anti-mage game.
It is Championship Sunday here at the Starlighter I-League Invitational, and our first series lives up to the billing as Miracle and Team Liquid dethrone the Emperor, toppling the Dynasty, sending IG home. I'm going to bring back in my four-man panel here one more time, guys. Could you have asked for a better Game 3?
I mean, it was a little bit weird towards the end. I don't know exactly how to assess what ended up going on there at the
clash.
end.
The game just pretty much ended.
It stopped being a game. It was just done.
I don't know. At 30 minutes into that game, Burning's AM and Miracle's Invoker are both sitting at 20K net worth. The next closest hero is Matumaman at 10K. I mean,
Right.
this was a duel between the two of them. But yeah, towards the end, Liquid was winning the fights. They looked like they had the better push. And unfortunately, yeah, it was kind of reduced to the split pushing war.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that, Gabe, because it really didn't feel like much of a game for some of the IG supports as the game went on, and this was the thing that I was worried about. So for OP, you play that Lina now, and you see it's very different from Lina of a few patches ago. Lina is not a hero that likes to be roamed on. When you don't have that respawn talent at 10, where you can kind of fearlessly go in and dump all your spells and be able to come back instantly, when you can't go for that Bloodstone first necessarily to be the Royal Guard medic that he was for Burning in the past and kind of heal him up in a battle. Anti-mage hero doesn't want to be in these early fights anyway. It just felt like Tusk and Pudge completely controlled the flow of this game. And what they were able to create went to the Invoker in terms of him finishing off these kills, getting this gold, getting to his core items quickly. And then with the control from the Void coming out as well, it was just really hard for IG to play. It just kind of felt like their supports were giving their lives to desperately buy time for Burning to try to get into this game, and it wasn't enough.
Yeah, the problem was in the early game that both Tusk and Pudge got so many kills off. Pudge got early levels, and later on he could just pretty much kill anyone on the map with just a hook, dismember, sunstrike combo. Also, there was not a single save on the side of IG. If Chrono is used, pretty much that hero dies, and that was Lina pretty much all the time.
It was really good. And the other thing, too, is it's like we saw it not only giving them a ton of farm, and it was that duel at the top of the net worth. It was those two heroes that were so far ahead, but everybody else from IG was so broke as a joke. And, like, I don't know, at that point, too, when you have multiple heroes that can find pickoffs on anybody else on the map, it just felt like there was ways for them to get back into it, but it had to be Burning. And at the end, Liquid was just like, we're just going to take your base. That's it. You can't do anything.
Well, I know I'm going to get called a fanboy because of this, but I just waiting for these numbers to come in. Miracle's 24 kills on Invoker, the 8th highest ever in a professional match on the hero. What a performance. But yeah, I think that the Pudge pick we all thought was very risky at the end of the draft. We were talking about that backstage, and it really paid off in the early game.
GH was just playing amazing on the hero. His movement was, especially at the level 3, level 4, they got so many kills on the both supports of IG.
And you called, by the way, Lacoste, during the draft, you called for the dazzle with the double save that Liquid played so well behind in game 1. In some of those fights, the GH hooks on teammates were like that Liquid second save.
Yeah, not just a hook, it was also a 4-step from him. He was a double save from a hero like a Pudge, position 4, let's call him, even though one has to be called position 5, but still one hero making the difference. Yeah, that's kind of a hero that Pudge is. If you miss your hooks, you're pretty much useless. If you land them, you're good to go.
It's a good point because of the damage output of IG as well. Before the anti-mage comes online, you're counting on comboing your spells together to deal any kind of damage with the Lina as well. And then you have 2 saves coming out from both the Tusk that can just inoculate heroes from that. So that was, I think, it was, again, high risk. They needed to move very well. They needed to lock the map up, and they basically did do that. And the lead just kept getting bigger and bigger against the rest of IG's team. Even if Burning keeps up at net worth, he just doesn't have an environment to deal damage because his lockdown doesn't live long enough to give him that.
Yeah, I feel like, Jack, that we've got to talk about a little bit about OP here. After underwhelming in game 1, he came back with a very solid performance in game 2, 20 kills on his Death Prophet. But it really felt like Miracle in this game had partners in the Void, even though a little bit underfarmed, you still had that big high-impact Chronosphere. You never really felt the impact of OP's signature Lina here as this game went on.
He has no. We always talk about tempo controllers. He has no real ability to control tempo from that position in that hero in the game that he's in. He has to constantly be afraid of being roamed and being killed. Anytime he does successfully initiate on someone, say with the Yules, there's a potential save or a potential counter initiation onto his head. He knows that his carry is not going to be able to back him up fighting early on. Instead of having something, say XXS, having more of a big old type of hero behind him, that was not the case for him either. He has to get up that farm and end up going Midas on the Nyx Assassin and not having like that much of an impact that you would usually see from him either. So if you're Lina in that game, it's really tough. You have to pressure the Invoker early, avoid dying, and then just buy time for Burning, and that's not really the comfort style for them this time.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. A minute ago, I was thinking to myself about the other heroes in the game, and I thought, wait a minute, what hero was XXS playing? And it took me a second. When's the last time in an IG game that you could say that?
It's not very often, and it was a tough time for him too. It was just like everybody except for Burning, and even Burning didn't have necessarily like a great setup. There were things that countered him out in a lot of ways. They all had ways to deal with those heroes, and I think that it does really come back to that. The Pudge and the Tusk, like we talked about earlier, those heroes that need to be able to find initiation without a Blink Dagger early on. Snowball in, you get the Rot. It ends up working over and over again. And then there were multiple times, too, where I think, like, in the mid lane, you had the Tusk just, like, walk in from behind and then the Pudge run in from the other side. You're just like a sandwich of death. It's not necessarily that good to be around.
The one danger for Liquid would have been, if you guys think back to TI5, there was an IG, I think it was against a Secret game with the Burning Anti-Mage, where they also got blown out of the lanes and ended up coming back into that on the strength of the Anti-Mage. Obviously, very different situation, but you start to see a few times Liquid, if they get overextended, if they miss their burst spells, if they get spread out a little bit, then there's the potential for that combo. That's when Burning managed to pick up a few kills at the tower.
Yeah, we are waiting here on an interview with Liquid's Mind Control about to get started behind us. We are going to cut right over to that as it begins, but Lacoste, I think I cut you off a minute ago. Did you have a point you wanted to make here?
I don't even know
I'm
what
so
it was
sorry about
anymore.
that.
It's good.
Yeah, plenty of things to talk about from this game. IG going forward, Jack, this is a team that is probably going to get a direct invite to TI7 regardless of what happens at this tournament. They do have the team house back here in Shanghai. They're going to go back and get to work right away. Anything that we haven't touched on yet that you think they're going to start working on here?
Well, they're headed to Manila.
Okay,
so
that's right.
They'll get a chance to keep playing and keep figuring out this patch against live competition. Again, this is a big factor for TI. Usually foreign teams, or usually teams will get together like in the United States or somewhere where they can boot camp and play. If they don't have the tournaments to do that, then for Chinese teams, they usually will stay in China if they're not going overseas for a tournament at that time. So they're not going to have that many opportunities to play against non-Chinese competition to get ready for TI and start, getting into shape. So they have to take advantage of these games and these chances they get to see these other squads.
Absolutely. So, again, we will cut over to that post-match interview as soon as it gets going. We're kind of at the mercy of the Chinese production crew. Anything that you guys are looking forward to from our second semifinal matchup? TNC will be in action against a newbie squad that looked a little better yesterday, but still really haven't found their form in this tournament.
I feel like TNC is coming into this one the favorites. I felt the same way about Liquid. I don't know how you guys felt really. I was expecting a Liquid TNC final, and I think that IG surprised me a little bit more than I would have expected, just because they didn't look great during the opening stages. And for me, TNC, the big question mark is like, what else is it that Thiemann has under his sleeve? They came out, they were the first ones with the Jakiro pick, but do they have something more beyond that? Like, what else does this team have ready to show?
I think they do. We saw them in Players Lounge. They were just sitting there chilling, not even caring about watching the game, just smiling, listening to music. I think they're super prepared for this.
Yeah.
Oh, it was great. The players, the newbie players, were watching. They were into this game, right, backstage. It was a lot of fun. Rooting for their Chinese compatriots, of course, but I think IG can feel pretty good about their results coming out of this tournament. TNC is really, as we've discussed, I think the team left that has the most to gain in terms of this is really their only shot, and I think they can play themselves directly into that TI7 direct invite conversation. Where do you guys see newbie? Because this is a team that was the direct invite to Kiev. They've looked a little shaky recently, yet to find their form in this tournament. If they go out in the semifinals today, are they in trouble?
Well, just talking to Newbie just now, and of course, when they first came into the tournament, they seemed confident about this. They said that they'd like this patch. With the first series they played against Vega, it didn't really seem that way. They really struggled. Started to pick things up a little bit. I think in the Faceless series, maybe that Game 3 was a bit of a giveaway to them, but they started to find what they wanted to do. So you started to see, yesterday I think Vega banned Bane against them. They want to start off with the strong lanes. The kind of formula that they have is pretty consistent, and they think that that's going to work and they'll stick to that. And you started to see another hero that we're wondering about this patch, the Drow being used last night, the being able to take those fast pushes after an early lane advantage and getting numbers to every fight and being precise with those rotations. That is the trademark of this team. It has been when they were successful before as well, and they're still very confident that they found their groove in this patch.
And you can see the EGB.com odds on our next series at the bottom of the screen here, opening dead even, no surprise there. Yeah, I felt like the progress from Newbie in that very last game of last night where they played the Drow strat, the support Weaver, and really played on the enemy side of the map. That's going to be a very big deal against TNC, because if you look at a hero like Jakiro, he really needs to be constantly pushing out lanes to get max value.
Totally.
I don't feel that when Jakiro is pressured and he doesn't have levels early on, I don't feel it's the same hero.
Oh, totally different.
It's like you're stuck pretty much in the base. You're a free kill for enemy supports, and you gotta put the pressure on those towers early on and just be in those fights. Try not to die.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask you guys, after the performance in Game 2, even though it was a loss, you think Razor's a thing in this patch?
Yeah,
I think it might be.
I think so. I think particularly if you have, I mean, we didn't see it in that one, but Troll Warlord, coming back as well, you start countering out him a little bit. I think that it's a still quite strong hero at being able to just run down objectives, and then in the midst of a team fight, stay strong and be that disrupting force. I think also that static link change with his ulti, where he's going to be able to, keep
It's a big deal.
It is, because you suddenly are able to actually run somebody down, as opposed to before it ends up bouncing off onto creeps instead.
As well as the cast point change, right? And that's
Yeah.
a very big deal when you're talking about his ability to chase down the enemy in the early game without some form of hard disable.
I would say that, as you mentioned, that hero as a counter to Troll,
Yeah.
he has a high movement speed and just sucking all the damage out of him. So pretty good. Maybe even a Nyx. I don't think we saw much of Nyx, did we?
Now, the Lifestealer, not much, and it's a little bit surprising given the number of quite accomplished Lifestealer players that we've had in this tournament that we haven't seen him. All right, so we are going to take you over to the interview. This is Liquid's Mind Control.
队伍的3号位选手 Mind Control。那首先要祝贺他们获得比赛的胜利。然后我的第一个问题是，Mind Control 觉得自己的刚才那3局比赛里面自己表现怎么样？然后他会认为谁是队伍里表现最棒的？为什么？
First, congratulations to you guys. Just win the game against the IG. So, are you satisfied with your performance last 3 games? And who do you think carried most of the games in your team, like your teammates? Who carried the most?
About my performance, I think I played pretty bad, but my team carried me, especially Amar Miracle. He carried the game for every game for us.
就我自己觉得我自己可能打的还是比较差的吧，但是我的队友 Miracle 的话，就是每场比赛都带着我们5个人一起取向的胜利。
还是非常的谦虚啊。那么第二个问题是，刚才 IG 和他们的3场比赛，他会怎么来形容？是一场比较轻松的BO3的胜利，还是说他们也确实打出了自己，尽了自己的全力？然后他们战胜 IG，是赢在什么地方，或者说他觉得 IG 输在什么地方？
Okay, so do you think the series between you guys and IG is a tough one, or you think it's relatively easy, or like what did you guys do better than IG make you guys win the series?
It was very tough. It was probably one of our toughest series in the whole year. It's like we always wanted to beat IG. We lost twice to them before in recent tournaments, and it was very tough. Yeah.
What do you think you guys did better than?
I think we just played the fights better. It was all decided by the team fights that we took, and we just outplayed them in the last game.
我觉得我们就是非常困难的一场系列赛吧，但是我们还是赢下了。我们就是一直都是很想击败 IG， 因为我们最近几次比赛里面是连续输给了 IG 2次。至于我们觉得这场系列赛的关键就是团战，我们的话是在团战的整个处理上、细节上都比较好，拉扯也比较到位。那么最后一场，我觉得我们在团战上可以说是比 IG 高了一个档次。
好的，那么最后一个问题，现在Liquid 战队距离我们的冠军只差1步之遥了。那下一个对手，他会觉得谁的可能性更大一些？是牛逼战队还是 TNC 战队？
Last question: Who do you guys think the opponent will be in the finals? Liquid? No, TNC or Newbie?
I think Newbie looks very strong.
我觉得 Newbie 更强一点。
好，这好像是第一个正面回答这种问题的选手。好，非常感谢 Mind Control 接受我们的采访。那让我们稍事休息，回来将是第2场精彩的半决赛。
Our first best of 3 semifinal of the day on Championship Sunday is in the books. All 3 games past the 50-minute mark, but Liquid are left standing, earning a berth in the grand final best of 5 later today. We're going to take a break. We'll switch up our panel, and coming up next, we've got Filipino powerhouse team TNC facing off against a resurgent newbie squad in our second semifinal. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Back.